Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Here's the first pitch. Hot shot. High fly ball. Deep right field, and this one is gone. A moon shot by Patrick Sullivan, and a hanging ball over the plate skies this one deep to right field. A 3-run homer in his debut, Patrick Sullivan.
And now we'll take you to the birthplace of baseball, Pittsfield, Massachusetts, and Paul Dowd Field at historic Wacona Park.
Long hold, exhales, the 0-2. Hot shot past the diving second baseman Ricciardi. Another RBI single. They're going to round the next runner, and there will be no throw. A 2 RBI single by Brian McHale, and the game has been flipped for the momentum, and now the Suns lead it by a score of 5-2.
And now, here are your hosts for Pittsfield Suns baseball: Billy Madewell, Steve O'Brien, and Colin Quinn.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to beautiful Paul Dowd Field at historic Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, as the Pittsfield Suns get ready to take FCBL action visiting North Shore Navigators. Thank you again, everyone, for tuning in, listening in, and watching. And my name is Billy Madewell, alongside to my left, Steve O'Brien Jr., to my right, Colin Quinn. Guys, the Pittsfield Suns were off to a hot start. That hot start has fizzled. 4-0, now 0-4 cents, and even 4-4 have not gotten to go in the past couple games.
It's been a struggle for the Suns, definitely. We saw them on a really hot streak to start off the season, like Billy mentioned, 4-0 to start. But since then, 4 straight losses. They're looking to turn it around right here on a beautiful Friday evening.
I think the best thing you can say about Pittsfield's start to this point is that they're still third overall in the league at 4-4, which I will have a look at later. But they're still in a decent position to make a move toward as the summer continues and toward the end of the year.
Well, why don't we get right into that, actually? Why don't we go with the current standings and how it sits in the FCBL?
All right, taking a look at the Futures Collegiate Baseball League of New England standings. These North Shore Navigators that you will see the Pittsfield Suns taking on today sit atop the league with a 5-2 record. The Brockton Rocks, second place at 5-3. The Pittsfield Suns, your Pittsfield Suns, sit in third at 4-4. The Worcester Bravehearts, 3-3. In fourth place, the Bristol Blues, 3-4, sit in the 5 spot. The Westfield Starfires, 3-5. And the Nashua Silver Knights sit in dead last at 2-4.
And while we also have a quick chance, we're also going to go with games that were played yesterday. Just give you a quick update on how things progressed yesterday. We're also going to give you games that are on tap for tonight following.
Taking a look at yesterday's games, the Westfield Starfires beat the Worcester Bravehearts 6-1, 2 home runs in the game. Christian Walsh being one of them, a 3-run homer for the Starfires to put them over the top, and again in the 6-1 victory. The Brockton Rocks beat the Bristol Blues 4-2. The Rocks had a 3-run 7th inning, including, not at the time, but Nolan Cloutier collecting 3 hits for the Bristol Blues, while Gabby Cruz hit his second home run of the year for the Rocks. Lastly, the North Shore Navigators beat your Pittsfield Suns 7-4. The Navs scored 4 runs in the 8th inning. Andrew Olzak with 3 hits on the day, and Louis Oliveri, who we will see tonight as the designated hitter, had a home run. Taking a look at tonight's games, of course, your Pittsfield Suns take on the North Shore Navigators here at Wacona Park. That's a 6:30 first pitch. 6:45 first pitch, the Starfires will take on the Nashua Silver Knights in Nashua. 7 p.m. first pitch, Brockton at Bristol. The Rocks at the Blues. Taking a look around the professional sports world. In the NBA, the Raptors and Warriors will play Game 4 of the NBA Finals tonight. Toronto leads that series 2-1. That game is a 9:00 p.m. tip-off. Kevin Durant is out with a calf injury. He will not play tonight. Klay Thompson, however, returning from a hamstring injury, is slated to play tonight. Looking at the NHL real quick last night, as many Boston sports fans know, the Blues beat the Bruins 2-1 in TD Garden to take a 3-2 lead in the series. Ryan O'Reilly and David Perron had the 2 goals for the Blues. Jake DeBrusk tallied 1 late in the game for the Bruins, but it was not enough. Of course, the controversial play of the day, Noel Chari tripped on a play by Tyler Bozak literally seconds before the Blues scored the go-ahead and the game-winning goal, that being their second. Of course, Bruins fans feeling that that goal should not have counted, as the play should have been blown dead on the trip by Bozak. That is your look around the league. Billy.
Now, while we have a quick moment to do so, we are going to give you an exclusive interview with Dan Baruch, the infielder for the Pittsfield Suns. You're listening to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Exercise is hard. So is maintaining a healthy diet. Of course, neither is half as hard as dying. Sadly, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke kill nearly 1 million people a year. Even sadder, most of these deaths are preventable with a few lifestyle changes, including regular activity, healthier eating, and not smoking. Talk to your doctor about your risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And if your doctor recommends lifestyle changes or medication, listen. The reason so many die is because not enough are willing to change. You can stop it, starting right now. It's your life. Listen to your doctor. Eat better. Get moving. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES. A message from the American Diabetes Association.
Welcome back to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Now standing here with infielder for the Pittsfield Suns, Dan Baruch. Dan, how's it going today?
It's going pretty good, thank you. How are you?
Doing well. Now, we've seen the Suns. They got up to a hot start. Now they pretty much cooled down 4-0. Now 0-4 since, making them an even 4-4. You had an early start. What got you into that hard start, but also alternatively, what got you into this bit of a cold streak, losing 4 straight?
I think defensively we made a couple problems that might have led to errors and base running mistakes. I think we're going to be fine. Just give it a walk out a little bit. I think in the long run we'll be fine. It's just trying to get through this little rough patch we are right here.
Do you think it's a chemistry issue because you guys are so new to each other?
Oh, not a problem. I mean, since day one, I've only known these guys for about a week now, and some guys, I don't think it's a chemistry problem at all. We have a crowd of fun. I think it's just a luck thing. We just got to go out there and play our best ball.
Now, you said defense. Now, we've seen you over at first. You got that long yoga stretch of an absolute catch over at first. One, how? Two, and how are you able to pretty much depict where the ball is going to come from?
Well, how? It's an in-game thing. I can't do it right now. I couldn't do it. It's just in the moment kind of a thing. When it comes to, you have to kind of read where the ball is. It's all playing first for a long time now, so learning that, right situations to do that, and picking out the right spots and how to do it is something that I take a lot of pride in. I like to help my fielders out, so if he's out, if he's safe, doesn't do much good. So if I can help the pitcher out, low his pitch count, and save the errors, and save the.
Last thing here for you, what do you think are the necessary adjustments you got to make?
Adjustments? I don't think we got to make any adjustments. I think it's just just go out and play our best ball, pitchers throw strikes, get hits, and play good defense. I think we'll be fine. We have the talent.
You almost had a stone face while your teammates messed with you, but
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think you're all set. Dan Baruch, thank you for your time. Good luck out there tonight.
Thank you for having me, guys.
We'll be right back in the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
The field now please rise and remove all hats as we honor America for the singing of tonight's national anthem. For performing tonight's anthem, please welcome Executive Sheriff Ray Fuzzy Turner.
Fuzzy!
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly
that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
An outstanding and remarkable version of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for Pittsfield Suns baseball. We're going to give you the starting lineup for the visiting North Shore Navigators.
Thanks so much, Billy. For the Navigators, starting in center field today will be number 33, Ben Malgiri. At third base and batting second, number 11, Andrew Olzak. The third hitter tonight for the Navigators is the right fielder, number 2, Sean Lawler. Tyler McGregor is the first baseman, batting fourth. Dominic Freeberger is the second baseman, number 31, batting fifth. Colin Miko is the left fielder, batting sixth. Number 24, Logan Bravo, the shortstop, number 23, batting seventh. In the eighth spot is the catcher, Colin Wetterode, number 25. And rounding out the order is Louis Olivieri, is the designated hitter, number 7. On the mound for the Navigators will be number 28, Matt Bergeron.
For the Pittsfield Suns lineup, going to give you their defensive alignment here and go reverse action for the bottom half.
Jackson Peterson today will be doing the catching duties for John Clayton. Around the infield from third to first, Cauley, Cormier, Kulumovic, Valenti. And in the outfield, left to right, Coley, Hughes, and Malcolm.
Outfield dimensions at Wacona Park comes as follows. 310 down the left field line, 377 in straightaway left, 374 in dead center, slides in by 3 feet. 403, the power alley, the deepest part of the ballpark, is in right center field. On the right field line sits at 305. So for the Pittsfield Suns, guys, what is their one key to get out of this slump here today?
For me, it's been we've seen a lot of great bullpen, but the bullpen has slacked the last couple of games. Once John Clayton, hopefully he brings a great outing for us and the Suns tonight, but that bullpen's going to play a big factor here. The Navigators already saw it last night, and they'll be ready for it tonight.
It feels like the Suns kind of need more hitting consistency, if that's the correct term for it. I believe being limited to only 5 hits last night against the Navigators. And while you may be able to push a few runs across in some small ball situations and eke out a 5-hit win, it's much easier when you put up 8, 9, 10, 11 hits.
We're going to get set here for the center fielder, number 33, Ben Malgiri. Malgiri, 261 batter in 7 games. He's 6 for 23, no homers and 5 RBI. As we have John Clayton towing the slab here, already grabbing the side, and the first pitch of tonight's contest is in there for a called strike, 0-1. This ball game kicking off right on schedule, 6:30 p.m. Once again, the next pitch, pretty much in the same spot, quickly working the count, 0-2.
John Clayton throwing strikes early. He's 6'3", 200 from the University of University of Albany.
The 0-2 fouled back. The count still 0-2. Just a little bit of a far cry from Albany and Alabama. Either way, great programs with SUNY Albany as well as the University of Alabama. Roll Tide to you, Ryan Turner. You know who you are. So Clayton following 3 pitches, all strikes thus far. It's an 0-2 count, just getting underway here in Pittsfield. Shakes off a sign, now has it, winds and deep. The 0-2 called, strike 3.
Beautiful pitch, working the outside corner there was Clayton, got Malgiri looking there.
That's the right kind of start you want if you're the Pittsfield Suns.
Only swung it at once, and it was a foul ball, but beautiful locating fastballs is what we saw there from Clayton. Hopefully, you will continue that throughout the process of the game. Here's the third baseman, number 11, Andrew Olzak. Olzak batting .313, 10 for 32 with a homer and 3 RBI in the young season. He will tap one, a slow roller towards third. A bare hand grab, throw over to first, way offline. And that one's going to be ruled in error. That'll be looked back at, but right now that's going to be ruled an error.
Colley had a bare hand that one really quickly. Had to make a strong, accurate throw, but unfortunately for him, we've seen him make some fantastic plays over there at third, but this one was well short of that.
Well, he had the strong part down. That was a bullet across the diamond. Unfortunately, it was high and wide.
Now here's the right fielder, number 2, Sean Lawler. First left-handed batter. And for Lawler, 333, he's 7 for 21, a homer, 7 RBI. First pitch to him, swinging and missing. The count here is 0-1.
I suppose the good part of that error, if you can say it like that, the strength of the throw caused it to carry him off the sidewall there and bounce right back toward the infield. Now Gary was unable to pick up a second base on that overthrow.
Next pitch just misses, blown away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Luckily for the Suns on that play, their catcher Jackson Peterson was right there for the backup, so no advancement over there for Olzak.
Yeah, the throw would have beat him. Looking at a playback, that's going to stay as an error. The next pitch is high and away, 2-1. Thanks to the power of YouTube and my phone, we were able to fully determine that was a throwing error. The runner would have been gunned down. The good news is he threw it hard enough where it careened off the infield wall right back to Baruch. As a 2-1, this one's lifted in the air towards left. Cooley sits underneath this one with a cool demeanor and will make the catch after almost losing it in the sun. A great way to battle the sun with his son's uniform. And now there are 2 men gone. Now bringing up the first baseman, number 3, Tyler McGregor. And for McGregor, he leads the team right now. He's 12 for 27, batting .444, 8 RBI on the young season. Here's the first pitch to him against the lefty. He sees in high, ball 1.
Taking a look at some of John Clayton's stats from the University of Albany. He started 12 games this year, was 6-3 overall with a 5.12 ERA. He pitched 63 1/3 innings and recorded 51 strikeouts.
Here's the 1-0, a tapper. This one headed to second, and they're going to go with the normal out at first as opposed to the easy out. Just making sure he's still got the fundamentals over towards first is Kalumovic, and that will end the inning. So no runs come aboard off of no hits, 1 throwing error, and a man left on base. We now head to the bottom frame. No score between the North Shore Navigators and the Pittsfield Suns, and now it's time for the starting lineup for the Pittsfield Suns.
For the Suns today, leading off will be the left fielder number 23, Mark Cooley. Batting next is the right fielder number 27, Matt Malcolm. Dom Hughes is the center fielder batting third. Jack Colley at third base bats fourth. Jackson Peterson is behind the plate. He'll bat fifth. Jack Kalumovic is the second baseman batting sixth. Dan Baruch is the designated hitter today. He bats seventh. Nat Valenti, we're getting our first look at Valenti. He's in the eighth spot at first base. And Nate Cormier is the shortstop batting ninth for the Suns. They'll be taking on Matt Bergeron, who's on the hill for the Navigators.
Taking a look at the defensive alignment this afternoon for the North Shore Navigators. Colin Wetterow will do the catching for Matt Bergeron. Across the infield, third to first, Olzak, Bravo, Friedberger, McGregor. And left to right across the outfield, Mako, Malgieri, and Lawler. That is your defensive alignment for the North Shore Navigators.
Now, we've already seen the Pittsfield Suns uniforms, white uniforms, home uniforms. Black Suns embroidered with yellow, red numbers on the left abdomen. Black numbers embroidered with yellow on the back. White pants with a black and yellow trim down the sides. The alternative red cap with a black brim and the Suns P logo on top. And there's an interesting story with the North Shore Navigators with a full blue uniform with a white front half, that is the lower part of the jersey. Yellow sailors embroidered with white. White pants with no trim down the side. Some have blue. A yellow cap, a blue brim, and the sailors logo on top. That is an homage to the former Seattle Mariners minor league team. And these jerseys are actually going to be auctioned off at the end of the season. So it's a smart reason for them to be wearing these, getting their use, and also making sure they go to good use.
Absolutely.
Here's a left fielder, number 23, Mark Cooley, going to lead things off here for the Suns. For Cooley, a cool 280, no homers and RBI. Here's the windup here from Bergeron, and the pitch jumps low for a ball, 1-0. Home plate umpire Dickie Heron, is at home plate. Paul McKinney returning, and he's on the bases. This one fisted towards the second baseman. He'll gather it off a short hop throw, but a great pick there from Freeberger.
I would have had a little bit of spin on it, but Freeberger kind of played it to the side of him there. Bounced right to his glove and made the accurate throw.
You've got it absolutely right, Billy. That was an excellent pick. That bounced about 6 inches in front of him. And as anyone who's played infield in any kind of baseball capacity could tell you, that is a very tough stop to make.
Especially when you do not know where the hop is going to be. Right. Traditionally, he was able to spot it correctly, but if it hit a rock, that's going to be issues.
Believe me, we had plenty of those good old Lanesboro hops in my day.
Right fielder number 27, Matt Malcolm, will see a first pitch called strike. 0-1 for Malcolm on the young season, second on the team in hitting. He is 8 for 23, 348 overall. No homers, 2 RBI. In fact, no one has a homer on the Suns except for Jackson Peterson, who has 2 pitches low and outside. And the count 1 ball, 1 strikes, 1 gone, just getting underway between the North Shore Navigators and the Pittsfield Suns. Bergeron has a sign, the windup, and the 1-1. Beautiful breaking ball there. Looked like a slow curve. Goes into the strike zone. Called strike 2.
Take a look at Matt Bergeron's stats. He is from the St. Joseph's College of Mainland, 7-3 this season. 3 complete games, tossed a 2.53 ERA.
And he's going to get another strikeout towards his resume as the changeup fools Malcolm. And that's called strike 3. First of the ball game there for Bergeron. Bringing up center fielder number 34, Dom Hughes, batting from the left-hand side. And as we look at Hughes, again, it's a very young season. He's batting 7 for 29. That's 241 overall. He's got an RBI thus far. He's 1 for 2 on stolen base attempts.
34 strikeouts for Bergeron in his 13 appearances with St. Joe's.
Pitch, a bluff bunt, and it drops low. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the next pitch. That one also drops low. And now the count here is 2 balls, no strikes here to Dom Hughes, younger brother of Hal Hughes, who is the younger brother of Thomas Hughes. All 3 of them sons of Pete Hughes, very well-respected college head coach. Count is 2-0. As that one's hit high in the air towards right center field. Lawler and Malgeri going towards it. Malgeri, the center fielder, will overrule the right fielder. He will collect the out and end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We head through 1 full inning of play. No score between the North Shore Navigators donning the Sailors uniform and the Pittsfield Suns donning, well, the Suns jersey. We head to the top of the second. No score. We'll be right back with more Pittsfield Suns baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Getting your child home safely
Got your views together 3 times.
is just a click away.
There's no place like home.
But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size. There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Did you know the 3rd leading cause of fire deaths for older adults is cooking? Hi, I'm Rob Neal from the United States Fire Administration with important fire safety tips for seniors. Never leave cooking unattended because a serious fire can start in seconds. Don't wear loose clothing while cooking. Keep towels and pot holders away from the range. Double check the kitchen before you go to bed or leave your home. This message is brought to you by the United States Fire Administration, your local fire department, and this radio station.
I have a passion for the environment. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. We monitor commercial vessels, making sure our ports and waterways are safe and clean from oil or other hazardous material. We patrol our fisheries, protect marine wildlife and their habitats. With all we do, it's about protecting America.
Were you born ready to protect America? Learn more at gocoastguard.com.
Sponsored by the United States Coast Guard in cooperation with the Massachusetts Broadcasters Association and this station.
We head now to the top of the second, and the first pitch is low and away against the second baseman, number 31, Dominic Freeberger. Again, made a great, fantastic defensive play in the last half. Here is the 1-0. That one a little bit too far low as well. The count here is 2-0. As we take a look at Freeberger, 7 for 22, 318 batter, 7 RBI on the season. That one a high fly ball headed towards right. Malcolm going to get underneath this one, and he will make the play.
All the outfielders really got to battle the sun here for a little while at least. But making no mistake on that one was Malcolm.
It is a bright, beautiful, sunny day here at Wacona Park. A beautiful day for baseball, but it also looks like it's going to be our first sun delay of the season.
It's a beautiful day for a sun delay. Left fielder number 24, Colin Macco, will step up to the dish, left-handed batter. First pitch he sees, he's going to foul it back. Count is 0-1 for Macco. Bit of a slow start. Again, very young season, 5 for 28, 7 games played. He's got a homer and 4 ribbies. The only problem is he's got 2 walks, but he has 11 strikeouts. That leads the team. Next pitch, that foul tips into the mitt there of Peterson. And the count is quickly 0-2.
Yeah, that home run was a solo shot, came in Worcester against the Bravehearts in the 12-4 win on May 31st.
With the nod, Clayton will wind and deal. And the 0-2 continuing the strikeout streak as he, again, enhances his lead on that unfortunate statistic. He's going to swing and miss. Second strikeout in the day there for Clayton. First swinging. And now it'll be the shortstop, number 23, Logan Bravo. Bravo, a Mendoza hitter. He's only played 2 games. He's 1 for 5 with a walk and 2 strikeouts. Also caught stealing once. No actual stolen bases yet recorded. Here's the windup and the pitch. Great location from Clayton as that one's in there. Called strike 0-1.
Bravo's 6'5", 200 from Harvard University out of Andover, Mass. Had his first hit yesterday against the Suns.
The 0-1, a little bit high and tight. Thought that one might have grazed the jersey, but it was just the wind off the zip of the fastball. John Clayton, a lot of accolades that it will take me a bit to actually go over. Next pitch, that one's in there on the fastball that locates outside, 1-2. Named America East All-Rookie Team his sophomore season. He's currently a redshirt junior. A 4-year letter winner in baseball, basketball, and football, as well as a team captain senior year. Pitch is fouled off. Remains 1-2. Numerous awards in high school, including a 2016 Class A All-State 4th team, Suburban Council 1st team, MVP Sean Walsh Award for leadership and hard work, as well as 2015 Suburban Council 1st team and Captain's Award. I need to catch my breath. Pitch called strike 3. Again, the fastball locates there, and the zip seals the fold for Clayton on this inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Third strike on the ball game for Clayton. We head through 1.5 to the bottom of the second. No score between the North Shore Navigators and the Pittsfield Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Check it out. It's the Terminator. Hey, when'd you get back, huh?
Did you have to shoot anyone? Why are you so distant? Are you not happy to see me?
So what's the deal? You gonna get a job now or what?
Why are you being so jumpy? Put all that stuff behind you, okay?
No one knows what it's like to come back from Iraq or Afghanistan unless they were there. Join other veterans at communityofveterans.org because we know where you're coming from. Brought to you by Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Paul McCartney on behalf of RAD. If you're drinking, you can't drive my car or any car. Remember, if you're partying this holiday season, don't drink and drive. Got it? It's just not worth it. Doesn't make sense. Thank you.
Yes, I'm gonna be a star.
Public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
It almost feels like we're in Miami as the Pittsfield Suns currently scoreless against the visiting North Shore Navigators in the bottom of the second, just getting underway here in Pittsfield. But an absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, perfect day for baseball. And again, it's a perfect day for a sun delay. More than likely, we will receive the first one. And here's the weird thing. We're 8 games in. We haven't had a sun delay. That is a Pittsfield Suns record.
Is it really?
This is the 9th game, and we have not had a single sun delay. That is a Pittsfield Suns record.
Very cool. Very nice.
Pittsfield Suns are going to dig up with the middle of the order, and the first pitch here to third baseman number 21, Jack Cawley, the wizard in the hot corner. Sees a first pitch called strike for Cawley. 7 for 28, and 8 games played. No homers, 3 RBI. Pitch drops low, 1 ball, 1 strike, but an absolute diamond in the diamond is the glove of Jack Cawley, as this one might as well call his bat diamond, as well as he shanks this one into left field for the first base hit of the ball game.
Cawley can do it with the glove, but he also can do it with the bat too, as we just saw right there. Puts one into left field. It's the first hit of the ball game overall.
Now, this is not necessarily a statistically validated opinion, but here I go nonetheless.
Oh, boy.
Doesn't he just look like he's got power? Doesn't he look like he could crank one over the left field fence if he wanted to?
Not everyone can pull off a white jersey, white pants, and a white helmet on top. He blends in with a chalk line. First pitch in there to left-handed hitting catcher number 13, Jackson Peterson, is in there. Call strike. Peterson is 5 for 22. He's got 2 homers and 5 RBI. He's batting 2 for 5 on his hits that are homers. That pitch drops low on the breaking ball. Looked like a changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike for the runner on first, Cawley. 3 for 3 in stolen base attempts. He is not shy to swipe second.
Just have about a medium lead over there. Probably take a couple more steps here. Doesn't look like he's going.
The 1-1, well inside, gets away from the catcher. A throw over to second, the slide, and he's in there in time.
Super close play over there. What a throw by Wetterow, the catcher for the Navigators. I thought he might have had him over there, but sliding just under the tag looked like it was Cawley.
That was a nice throw by Wetterow. Definitely. He got that down there in a hurry. I looked from this angle as though we might have gotten him.
I thought so.
Going to rule that one as a pass ball. It looked like that one's within ordinary effort of Wetterow. Sure, it was inside, but it was well within grasp. As this one's a hot shot towards second, gloved by Freeberger. Throw over to first, and that pass ball really gave away the double play there. As the ground out to second advances the runner.
Those are things that you hate to see as a manager when pass ball, wild pitch happens, and then you get a ground ball, a pitch afterwards. That could have resulted in 2 outs instead of the 1.
That's where the adversity comes into fruition. Second baseman number 1, Jack Kalumovic, second-year player for the Suns. Kalumovic, 3 games played. He's 4 for 11. Certainly made an impact. 2 RBI, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. A check swing he did go. So a swinging strike, and the count here is 0-1. Highly doubt the suicide squeeze here, if I'm going to look into my non-existent crystal ball.
Hey, it wouldn't be the first time this season that you've called a play, Billy.
Well, this I'm calling it's not going to happen. Watch it does happen. Here's the 0-1. That one is too far inside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 gone, 1 on. Suns threatening early here in the bottom of the second. 1 gone. Runner on third. Thanks to a pass ball. Pitch was inside, but Wetterow just off the edge of his glove. Easily could have gotten that one. The 1-1. A slow grounder down the third base line. They're going to play it. A throw over to first, not in time. A very odd play there by Olzak, trusting his defensive ability. But ultimately, he's going to be burned by the speed of Jack Kalumovic with a tap single in the infield to the third base. baseman.
That was a little bit of an odd play there on that grounder by Olzak. He seemed to wait on it, almost as though he was waiting for it to go foul, and then at the last second decided to try and play it. Didn't work out in his favor.
Designated hitter number 19. You heard from him in pregame. This is Dan Baruch, not Barack. He's batting 4 for 23. He's batting 174. He's got an RBI. A lot of strikeouts. He's got double digits thus far. Pitches in there, called strike, 0-1. But he is an absolute monster of a first baseman when it comes to retrieving the ball.
He's got the split.
It's a shame that we don't get to see him here tonight, but we've seen a lot of
yeah.
He is a masterful put-out artist.
You're telling me, man.
The 0-1. That one's shaded foul. And count is 0-2. Runners on the corners, one gone.
I loved his response about it during the interview, too. Hey, I can't do it if it's not during a game. But when he's out there on the diamond, things are just different.
Bergeron will set from the stretch after getting the sign, and the 0-2. Just missing that one low. And if not for that sneeze by that fan, it might have gotten in there.
Wetero held it for an extra second. Looked like he tried to frame it a little bit, but no bite there.
So it'll be a 1-2, and the pitch hits him. That will load the bases here for first baseman number 12, Matt Valenti.
It's the pitch that got away there from Bergeron. That's an unfortunate event there. Now the bases are jammed, and the Navigators really going to have to look for a ground ball here.
And this will be big here for the Suns, as in his debut, here comes Matt Valenti, 6'1", 205 senior out of Babson College.
Seen a lot of hit by pitches throughout the first couple of broadcasts.
Here's the pitch. Drops low for a ball, 1-0.
Looking at some stats before the game, and the Suns actually have the most hit by pitches to players. So their pitchers have hit the most batters in the league thus far.
The good news is it's all friendly. They're not, charging the mound. They're not doing this or that. The 1-0, that one's fouled back. 1-1 is the count. But the sportsmanship is what is really shining from this league. There's really not any drama except for what usually comes in dramatic fashion with baseball games. There's no egos clashing. Right. There's not this or that. It's all true sportsmen out there, and that's what I truly enjoy here.
Of all the hit by pitches we've seen this year.
We're going to get back to that as this one's tapped by the pitcher. Throw over to home, throw over to first in time. 1, 2, 3. Goes the double play. Go ahead and say your piece.
I was just going to say, of all the hit by pitches we've seen so far this year, I can't think of one that seemed intentional. I can't think of a single one that seemed like they were trying to make a statement or trying to intimidate the opposing team. It's all just been, hey, honest mistakes. That one, I lost that one, guys. My bad. Didn't mean anything by it. Like you said, sportsmanship. It's been fantastic.
May I offer a quick rebuttal?
Okay, go for it. Very, very well played, sir. I will join you.
No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left through 2 full, no score between the North Shore Navigators and the Pittsfield Suns. We'll be right back with more Pittsfield Suns baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Hi, this is Paul McCartney on behalf of RAD. If you're drinking, you can't drive my car or any car. Remember, if you're partying this holiday season, don't drink and drive. Got it? It's just not worth it. Doesn't make sense. Thank you.
Yes, I'm gonna be a star.
A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Getting your child home safely
Tap your views together 3 times.
is just a click away.
There's no place like home.
But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size. There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Now top three and the 8-9-1 hitters due up. The catcher number 25, Colin Wetterow, is going to be the first man to take his hacks at home plate against John Clayton. First pitch here, and that one's in there. Called strike against the lefty, 0-1.
Wetterow, 6'1", 185 out of St. John's University. He's going to be a rising sophomore, hitting at 143 thus far, 2 for 14.
Pitch does hit the lower outside corner. Generous calls it. Apparently hits the edge of the plate, 0-2. Wetterow, only 4 games. He's 2 for 14 with an RBI. 143 batter thus far. This one a slow grounder towards short. Charging his Cormier glove. Throw not in time. Very close play. But the catcher shaking off the stigma of catcher's legs, and that'll be an infield single.
That ball's trouble all the time when it finds the grass here at Waukegan Park. Slows it down, as we mentioned a whole bunch of times, but good speed over there by Wetterow. Get those catcher's legs really moving that time.
That'll be the first hit of the ball game for the Navs. And here comes the designated hitter as the number 9 hitter, number 7, Luis Oliveri. Our apologies if it is Louis. Pitch. Well, that one's pretty much right dead center in there. Called strike, 0-1.
You were talking last inning about John Clayton's high school accolades. One thing I wanted to throw in there, I found some stats on him. He was 9-6 in his high school career. 5 saves, surprisingly enough.
Pitch is in there. Called strike, 0-2.
85 strikeouts and a 2.84 ERA. This kid knew how to deal early on.
Showing a little bit of that today with 3 strikeouts already for himself.
Clayton, long hold, now the 0-2. Just missing the pitch outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One, 2, a check swing. Pitch outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Oliveri had the dagger last night when the Suns were taking on the Navigators, had a home run, 3 RBIs. This is his only hit of the night.
2-2, inside out swing, foul back, and look out. And that one's going to bounce. Not hitting anyone, thankfully. We'll go again from 2-2.
Hitting just 118 on the season, but puts the ball in play most of the time. Only has 1 strikeout and 17 at-bats.
It's a good statistic there.
Has walked 5 times as well.
So a patient hitter. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now is 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch low and outside. And for Wetterow, no stolen base attempts. Not sure if he's going to be off with the pitch. He just beat out an infield single, so we'll certainly see. Got a good lead over on first. They will test it. The 3-2 was fouled back. And we'll go again from 3-2.
Wetterow must have some speed over there. Does not have a stolen base yet for the Navigators this season, however.
Clayton towing the rubber once more. Will set from the stretch. The 3-2 not testing as this one's also fouled back. And we will have the 9th pitch of the plate appearance here to Oliveri. Clayton checking. Runner does go this time. The 3-2. This one's a hot shot towards short. No flip over to second. Throw over to first, however, is in time. And a good reason for Wetterow to jump there, preventing the double play. As that'll be a 6-3 put up. Runner advances. And now it'll go to the top of the order. Center fielder number 33, Ben Malgiri, struck out looking his first time up.
And just like you said, Billy, very well played by Wetterow, but he took off on that pitch. If not, Cormier has a chance to turn that into a double play. And a pretty decent chance at that.
So now a runner in scoring position for the first time here for the Navs here today. And the pitch. Big cut and miss there. No balls, one strike.
Maljury with 5 RBIs this season so far for the Navigators, so he's well capable of doing some damage.
After the step off and going over the signs once more with Peterson, it's Clayton who will set from the stretch and fire on the outside corner. Fastball locating once more. 0-2. From the stretch, Clayton double checking second and the pitch. While outside, good stop there from Peterson. And the count here is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the 1-2 from Clayton, a hot shot. This one's going to go into right field. They are going to wave the runner. No, they're going to hold him up. A strong throw came in from right, and too strong of a throw. And thankfully, no one advancing, but holy arm from Malcolm is a catcher playing the outfield. So that's going to go down as a single by Maljury. He's going to move over to second on the play. And here comes Andrew Olzak once more. Reached on base due to an error by the third baseman, Colley.
Malcolm got a little overzealous with that one. But, showing off the catcher arm that he's got working there. It's something that we've seen in a couple appearances.
The Suns in a pinch here. 1 gone, runners, 2 of them in scoring position. First pitch is low for a ball, 1-0.
Navs threatening here. 2 in scoring position. A single scores 2 likely.
Well, unless it goes back over to right field. The 1-0, high fly ball down the right field line. It looks like Malcolm's going to run out of room there. He will. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 gone. 2 men on as the Navs threaten here in the top of the third. This is the 3rd straight home and home the Suns have gone through. And will finally take a well-needed day of rest tomorrow. Ever since opening day, May 30th, they have been playing. Pitch outside for a ball, now 2-1. Opening day took place May 29th. Sun season didn't start until May 30th. This is the 9th straight day that they have played a baseball game. And the 2-1. High fly ball down the right field line, and this one is a foul ball. That one had the distance just by a foot or 2 was that foul.
Home plate umpire made that foul call. That one was launched. I thought it was going off the crack of the bat, but I don't know if the wind took it or just the way the ball was moving. Hooks over and foul.
It was the push hit of Olzak as a righty. Swinging at that, creates a curve effect, basically breaks like a slider does for a lefty towards the plate. This one right past the pitcher. The second baseman will throw over to first. Only 1 play to make. That's going to be an RBI ground out. 1-0. Navs lead it with a runner on third now and 2 gone. Now here's the right fielder, number 2, Sean Waller. Flew out to left last time up. Long hole by Clayton. He's going to step off.
He's only got 1 runner on base, and that's at third. So once again, a little base hit and a run scores.
Pitch Hot shot. Speaking of someone who calls plays, there's a hot shot to right. No play, and that's an RBI single by Sean Lawler. 2-0 Navs lead it. And now it'll be the first baseman, number 3, Tyler McGregor. Grounded out to second last time up. Did the left-handed hitting first baseman. Pitch. That one fouled off of the batter as he tapped that one to his foot. Count is 0-1. Again, a long hold here from Clayton. Slow, methodical, the 0-1. And a good reason for him to be methodical. Playing there with McGregor on the swing and miss. Now 0-2. The 0-2. In the dirt for a ball. 1-2. Try to make him chase.
Kind of a waste pitch there almost.
Now the 1-2 swing and miss. Got underneath the catcher. A throw over to first in time. So a strikeout 2-3 will end the inning. But not before the Navs strike first. 2 runs off 3 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. Through 2.5 to the bottom of the third. It is the Navigators who lead the Suns by a score of 2-0. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Exercise is hard. So is maintaining a healthy diet. Of course, neither is half as hard as dying. Sadly, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke kill nearly 1 million people a year. Even sadder, most of these deaths are preventable with a few lifestyle changes, including regular activity, healthier eating, and not smoking. Talk to your doctor about your risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And if your doctor recommends lifestyle changes or medication, listen. The reason so many die is because not enough are willing to change. You can stop it, starting right now. It's your life. Listen to your doctor. Eat better. Get moving. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES. A message from the American Diabetes Association.
We head now to the bottom of the third following the Navigators' 2-run third. And it will lead off with the second number 1 hitter, the only man not to come up to the plate thus far this ball game. Shortstop number 5, Nate Cormier. And now for Cormier, looking at his young season, only 4 for 26 in 8 games played. 6 RBI, however, which leads the team. Even though right now he has the 4th worst average, so he hits when it's needed.
Yeah, last time that we were here against the Bravehearts, he's the one that really came through. He went 2 for 4 with the 3 RBIs.
This one a bunt in between the pitcher and third baseman. Throw to first, not in time. And that's going to be a very, very tricky play on how to rule that one. Going to rule that one a base hit. Just because one that was a long way from Olzak, and he threw it, and it hit the runner basically as he was stepping on first. That was a really difficult play. We're going to rule that one as a single.
Yeah, I agree with that one too. A really nice bunt there by Cormier.
And the first pitch for Cooley is down the right field line. Just foul, right on a one-hop grab from a youngster not more than an age of 9, I would say.
Good play out there. He's the next Pittsfield son.
Well, he's got a good trap out there in right. Foul right. He's the number 10 hitter. Bergeron sets from the stretch in the 0-1. Inside out swing headed towards second. A flip over to second. Yes, they get it. No, they don't get a throw over at first, and it goes into the dugout. So that will rule Cooley over at second on a fielder's choice throwing error by the shortstop Bravo. So that'll go down fielder's choice and an error, E6 on the play. You can't assume a double play, but you can't assume that was a throwing error when the runner advances off it. Right fielder number 27, Matt Malcolm, now struck out looking last time out. Now they got a runner in scoring position. First pitch, high fly ball foul. And the count is 0-1.
I've seen a few of those fly balls off to the right field side. It almost would indicate that these Suns batters are having a little trouble catching up to Bergeron.
Well, the good news is it gets a couple free souvenirs for some fans there. Cooley dancing on second. The pitch, an Ichiro swing that was high, and that one is missed. 0-2.
These two teams played yesterday, combined for 6 errors. The Navigators had 5 of those, and the Suns just the 1.
Not really combined then.
Yeah. Well, it was combined because it was 6.
That's true. The 0-2 from Bergeron, swung on down the third base line, and it eats up the third baseman, and they are going to round the runner. And let's see the play at second. The throw will come late. A stand-up play where he's at second, and the Suns are on the board 2-1. Very difficult play over at third.
Ball kind of ate him up there at third baseman over there. Olzak. Not really sure if he had much of a play anyways, if it would have been a clean play at third, a ground ball to third, and a play at first, but see how the official score rules it.
I'm going to look at it first before I make a determination. Are we starting already?
Not exactly sure what's going on here.
You've never dealt with it.
Sun delay? Is it time?
Nope. Thumbs up. We're good.
Alrighty. Let's see, I spoke too soon.
Not quite yet. Thankfully.
Right now it's scored as a hit, right?
Right now there is no indication on what it is. Here's Dom Hughes. First pitch in there, a called strike, 0-1. Here's the next pitch, a check swing. Doesn't matter. It's in there, called strike. 0-2.
It's like a curveball or a changeup type of thing there from Bergeron. I kind of fooled Hughes on that one. Took that one. It was pretty much right over the middle. Big pitch
Just
here.
looked at it. It's going to go down as a double there for Malcolm. High fly ball going into right. Lawler charging in. He will make the grab and the throw at second as opposed to third. They're going to keep Malcolm over at second. Now here is the third baseman, number 21, Jack Colley. He's got a throwing error, but he's also got a single. Malcolm awarded with a double, basically because Olzak had a half dive at the ball, going down on his knees to try to grab it and backhand it on a sharply hit ground ball. Therefore, out of ordinary effort. Pitch. Low and away on the breaking ball. Kind of looked like a slider or change of sorts, or slider or curve, excuse me. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the 1-0. Big cut and miss there from Colley. Now the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. In there, called strike. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 gone. Runner on second, representing the tying run right now is Matt Malcolm, where a hit in the outfield could score him, especially with the outfield, especially left field, playing well deep. Here's a 1-2. Cut on and miss for strike 3. So the Suns do cut the deficit in half, albeit with 1 unearned run. 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 man left. We head now through 3 full, a third of the way through the ball game, to the top of the 4th, with the Navs leading the Suns by a score of 2-1. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Hi, we're talking to real smokers about quitting. Tell me when you smoke and why you smoke.
Eat, cigarette, kids, cigarette, dinner, another cigarette.
One on my way to lunch, one after lunch.
And another cigarette, and another cigarette.
Have you tried to quit?
Yes. I become angry.
It ain't that easy. You can't just quit cold turkey. I tried.
What would you do different?
Actually having a plan and thinking it through.
You have to relearn how to live your life without a cigarette in your hand.
With the right plan, you can quit smoking. Free at becomeanx.org. X, a new way to think about quitting. Brought to you by X and the Ad Council.
Did you know the 3rd leading cause of fire deaths for older adults is cooking? Hi, I'm Rob Neal from the United States Fire Administration with important fire safety tips for seniors. Never leave cooking unattended because a serious fire can start in seconds. Don't wear loose clothing while cooking. Keep towels and pot holders away from the range. Double check the kitchen before you go to bed or leave your home. This message is brought to you by the United States Fire Administration, your local fire department, and this radio station.
Hi, this is Paul McCartney on behalf of RAD. If you're drinking, you can't drive my car or any car. Remember, if you're partying this holiday season, don't drink and drive. Got it? It's just not worth it. Doesn't make sense. Thank you.
Yes, I'm gonna be a star.
Public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network at Paul Dowd Field at Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Billy Madewall, Steve O'Brien Jr., Colin Quinn here on the call as the North Shore Navigators are visiting the Pittsfield Suns, and they currently lead it in the top of the 4th, just going to get underway in that inning, a score of 2-1. And it will be the 5, 6, 7 batters, Freeberger, Mako, and Bravo. Freeberger, a fly out to right. The other 2 men due up have struck out. Pitch. Fastball, this one a little too far low there for home plate umpire Dickie Heron's liking. Heron, rather, excuse me. No, it is Heron, I believe. Yeah, Heron, excuse me. 1-0. Too far low again for Mr. Heron. 2-0 the count. Coming up later this inning, we're going to give you a trip around the FCBL and what's happening in the world of professional sports to boot. 2-0 in there. Called strike with a fastball locating on the inner seam. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's a 2-1. Hot shot, fair ball. Completely froze Colley. That's going to go down for extra bases. An easy double. A hard throw into second, but to no avail. Just a sing-eye double for Dominic Freeberger down the third base line.
Good piece of hitting there, right down the line. Actually, Jack Colley, the third baseman for the Suns, didn't even move an inch. He watched that one go right by the third base bag and down the line for a double. Good piece of hitting there by Freeberger.
And now here comes left fielder number 24, Colin Macco. He struck out swinging last time up as the Navs already threatening here early in the fourth. Big cut and miss there will somewhat lessen that threat. Count is 0-1. From the stretch is Clayton. The 0-1. Change up. That one drops low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That one's in there. Call and strike. 1-2. Big crowd on tap for tonight's contest. Really enjoying the weather to boot. The 1-2. That one tap foul. We'll go again from 1-2. Actually looking outside of our press box here. I believe we have a complete and full parking lot. Yes, we do. Gone to the secondary parking lot. That's how packed we are today. It's an easy 1,000 plus. Probably about 1,500 plus.
Saw a good crowd on hand for our last broadcast against Worcester.
The 1-2 high fly ball driven back is Hughes. He will make the grab, and the throw towards third prevents the bluff there from Freeberger. Yeah, we had, I believe, over 2250 if I had that number correct. But while we have a quick chance, quick trip around the FCBL.
Taking a look at other FCBL action today. Top of the second, the Nashua Silver Knights lead the Westfield Starfires 1-0. Bottom of the first, the Brockton Rocks lead the Bristol Blues 3-0. Those 3 runs scored in the first inning, of course, on a pair of home runs. Gabby Cruz with his 3rd homer of the young season. A 2-run shot there. Andrew Mara with a solo home run. That, again, updating right now 3-1. The Rocks lead the Blues. And the North Shore Navigators lead your Pittsfield Suns 1-0. Taking a quick look at the NBA as well. Game 4 of the NBA Finals will be played tonight, 9 o'clock tip-off. It'll be the Raptors visiting the Golden State Warriors.
Pitch fouled back. The count is now 0-2. Just a quick check. It's 2-1. I understand there was a bit of fuddling there with your internet.
Indeed. Kevin Durant will not play in that NBA Finals game this evening. Klay Thompson, however, will return from the hamstring injury to play. That's been a look around the league in professional sports.
Pitch is in the dirt. The catcher lost it, but dancing out there was Freeberger. He gets in there what basically is a stolen base, but that's going to go down officially as a wild pitch.
Really good jump over there by Freeberger.
The minute he saw dirt kick up, he was on the run. Now the infield is in for the Suns.
Good speed, too, for Freeberger. The infield in, trying to knock down anything they can and throw it home. Got to place a tag on him. Can't be a force out here, but...
Freeberger is only 1 for 1. He's only tested it once. The pitch low and outside. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 gone.
Bravo struck out his last time up. He's looking. See if Clayton can get him to look at one more here in the strike zone at least.
Pitch, low and outside. And he's setting up the lower outside motion. Now it's 3-2. Not the worst thing if you walk him, but with the pitches primarily towards the lower outside corner, I'm going to predict maybe a fastball inside. 3-2. Fastball inside, but it's ripped to left field. That's going to score a run. Rounding first is Bravo. A strong throw to second, but it was offline, cut off by the shortstop. That's an RBI double by Logan Bravo. And the Navigators take the run back. They just gave up last half inning. It is now 3-1.
Once again, a good piece of hitting by the Navigators, taking advantage. That one was left middle of the plate by Clayton, and making no mistake with that one was Bravo.
Catcher number 25, Colin Wetero singled an infield single to short last time up. The lefty will foul this one back. Count is 0-1.
Navigators with 3 runs and 5 hits. Suns 1 and 4. Both teams have recorded an error.
Step off from Clayton. Pitch is tapped on the first base line, and they are going to watch that one kick into the grass. Clayton, the 0-2. Hot shot right back to Clayton. He can't find it. Throw over to first in time. They had a play at third, but just a hot shot. You can't fault him with a hard hit ball like that. No throw over to third. They take the sure out at first. But an insurance run for the Navs is over 90 feet away from home plate.
It's unfortunate that Clayton couldn't make that play. It looked as though the runner, Bravo, was committed to that advance pretty much from the start. Clayton would have had a play if he had been able to field it cleanly.
Oliveri will see a first pitch curveball, and they are called strike, 0-1. The 0-1. That one fouled behind us. Did that hit the fencing? Yes, it did. So it'll be an 0-2 count. 2 men gone. It's a 2-run deficit for the Suns. They just scored 1 in the third, but the Navs, they just scored 1 right back. Clayton with a long hold. Now he will set. The 0-2. Called strike 3, and that will end the inning. Clayton bouncing back, locating the fastball, and that will put a damper on the threat for the time being. That's another strikeout here for Clayton, and that is his 5th overall. 1 run off 2 hits, no errors, 1 man left. We now head through 3.5 to the bottom of the 4th. Suns trail the Navs by a score of 3-1. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Salagadoola, metricapoola, bippity-boppity.
You must be your fairy godmother. Yes.
It doesn't take a fairy godmother to tell you that the right fit means everything.
Good heavens, child. You can't go in that.
Children under 4'9" need to be in a booster seat because they aren't ready for adult safety belts alone. Many parents miss the important step of booster seats.
Maybe you better explain things to him.
Booster seats raise your child up so that a safety belt designed for adults will fit and protect them properly.
Oh, that does make a difference.
Remember that 4'9" is the magic number, and get your little pumpkin there safely in a booster seat.
Hop in, my dear. Oh, thank you.
And like Cinderella, you can live happily ever after.
It's like a dream. A wonderful dream come true.
For more information, visit boosterseat.gov. This has been a message from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
The Pittsfield Suns, they head now to the bottom of the 4th before the eventual sun delay will kick in, and I can almost guarantee it. I say almost because you never know when a sun delay is or is not going to be called. You almost saw it about an inning and a half ago, I should say a full inning ago. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 batters: Peterson, Kalumovic, Baruch. Peterson, again, he's the only man with a homer on the season for the Suns. He's got 2.
Suns could really use a home run right about now. Looks like we're going to have a delay now.
Yes, we are. Mark the time of 7:31, which is 1 hour and 1 minute past first pitch. And we are in the midst of the very first sun delay of the very young season.
Looks like Peterson stepped right into the box, looked up at the pitcher, said, I can't see the pitcher. And the umpire said, well, all right, let's have this. And they're looking at the sun now. I don't think it's a very good idea to look at the sun.
No,
I wouldn't advise so. I mean,
I would not advise it. Please don't.
And the manager for the Navigators waving his players off the field.
And right now we are into, let me input this, delay due to other. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the midst of our very first sun delay of the season. And for that, for those of you who do not know what a sun delay is, well, if you look into the camera, you could see it's very bright. It's very hard to see the field. That's also the case for the home plate umpire, the catcher, and the batter. This is only one of 2 ballparks in America that faces west. The other one is in Bakersfield, California, the former home of the Bakersfield Blaze, and hence the name of the Pittsfield Suns, the Sun Delay. So, guys, let's take an over-under here. Let's say about 20 minutes, over or under?
Going under.
I'll take the over then.
Yeah, that's tough.
What do you think?
What if I hit it right on the nose when I'm saying 20? Well, pay me. For the Pittsfield Suns, currently in the midst of a sun delay going into the bottom of the 4th against the North Shore Navigators. We'll be right back with a pretty much an overall generalization sports talk, just to able to enjoy, have you enjoy the time watching the broadcast as well. But hopefully this sun delay will not take too much longer.
Exercise is hard. So is maintaining a healthy diet. Of course, neither is half as hard as dying. Sadly, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke kill nearly 1 million people a year. Even sadder, most of these deaths are preventable with a few lifestyle changes, including regular activity, healthier eating, and not smoking. Talk to your doctor about your risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And if your doctor recommends lifestyle changes or medication, listen. The reason so many die is because not enough are willing to change. You can stop it, starting right now. It's your life. Listen to your doctor. Eat better. Get moving. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES. A message from the American Diabetes Association.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Paul Downfield at Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Billy Madewell, Steve O'Brien Jr., Colin Quinn here during the midst of the very first sun delay of the baseball season. And as you can see, well, I should say, as you can't see, the field is very blurred on our camera. So in the meantime, I would interest you in not looking at the broadcast, but rather listening in, as we have a ton of stuff that we can go over during this time. But most notably, we'll go back to the past, and we'll talk about last night, where the Boston Bruins lost against the St. Louis Blues by a score of 2-1. And the game-winning goal came with a controversial non-call with a trip that was ruled not a trip because the Blues were somehow in possession of the puck when they did not have possession of the puck. A clear trip, and then a quick score after that, and then a judgment call says they were in possession, so apparently that was legal. And now the Blues lead by a score of 3-2. You never want controversy to dictate a game, but it is the name of the game, but it couldn't have come at a worse time, except for if it happens again, especially in an elimination game where one of the teams does get eliminated. That will spell a whole lot of trouble for the league.
That
yeah,
it will.
it doesn't sit well with us Boston Bruins fans, especially what happened last night. That trip. I mean, clearly a trip. I think everybody in the league knows it. Even St. Louis Blues fans probably know that was a trip missed call by the referees. Not much you can do about it now. Really just have to look past it if you're the Boston Bruins, and I think that's what they're doing right now. They can't do anything about it. I mean, I even looked out, was online last night after the game. Can you protest an NHL game? I was even looking that up, but I found no indication that you can protest an NHL game, which is unfortunate. For the
You
Bruins.
can, but it would have to be a blatant misrepresentation of officiating where there was proof. Think of the Black Sox back in the early 1900s. Oh, wow, I'm that old. Oh, no. Oh, no.
It's story time with Uncle Billy.
Oh, no. It's Uncle Bibby, by the way. By the
Okay,
way,
all right.
Hello, Eric. That's my nephew, by the way. I'm not going to get into the Black Sox, but basically players got banned for life for betting against themselves pretty much and tanked.
Wow.
Point shaving, more or less. That's the bare minimum that I'm going to go into. But for that, again, you never want to see that, but it is the nature of the game. There is a way where you can protest, and the commissioner has the ruling to overrule that, and then they would restart from there. But there was no formal protest made.
Right.
It's in the commissioner's bylaws where he can do that.
So only the commissioner can do it.
Yes, think of the NFL with the New Orleans Saints with the non-call defensive pass interference.
Yeah.
The commissioner, Roger Goodell, although it is Roger Goodell, unfortunately, you would have seen action from him, and they would have restarted the very next day. But no action to be made. It's hockey. And what is hockey, or at least the embodiment of it, is the absolute physique, the determination, the courage, and the grit from Zdeno Chara. A broken jaw, wired shot. I'm not really too much of a follower of hockey until postseason, just because I follow a lot of sports, guys. I'm sorry. And plus, I do play-by-play here for the Suns, and I follow and cover the entire league. It's hard for me to follow hockey. But to see someone with a jaw-wired shot, which is hard to breathe, no less, after taking shot after shot after shot of checks, especially in the upper region, how in the world can a 40-plus-year-old man go through that? I know we've seen it with Tom Brady on football, but I'm talking about players that are going on the ice
that's
40 miles an hour with collision.
That's a new level of grit.
And I understand for football and hockey, they're both of those two are not contact sports. They are collision sports. But to see them with the miles per hour, the amount of force that they go against each other, I don't know how in the world someone, let alone that age, let alone his ailments, are able to do that.
It's pretty impressive, and it just speaks to the kind of character he has. You know, if you thought for a second that, you know, a player that important to the team would be out for what essentially amounts to a pivotal game in the Stanley Cup Finals and elimination games hereafter.
Let alone it being your captain on the team.
Right.
There was no way he was going to miss that game. He is an unbelievable athlete.
And that's a perfect segue to missing a game. Now we're going to go with basketball after talking about NHL. For basketball, you have Klay Thompson with a nagging hamstring injury, I believe.
Yep.
You have another injury for Kevin Durant, who is still not in action.
Yes, sir. Calf injury, I'm reading. Right calf.
And it's for the Warriors, you're already stacked, but now you're facing, as you are down, you're facing pretty much an even-keel team in Toronto, and their ride-or-die season. It's title or bust for them, especially with the nature of Kawhi Leonard on the one-year trade. But it's so hard to figure out. But I have to say this. For Klay Thompson, I do believe he is going to be on a minutes restriction. I do believe.
You'd have to think so.
I don't know if he would be. Just the nature of the game and how important he is to the team.
But
He is injured, but
considering you have multiple games yet to be played, you don't want him out for the entire series just for a couple more minutes.
right.
That's where the issue arises from. And that's also the same with Kevin Durant, who's apparently, from doctors and reports, is nowhere near able to return even for scrimmaging. I would highly doubt seeing him this series.
I don't think so
But I
either.
do have to say this. This goes hand in hand, is the best situation for him. No, he's not injury prone. When's the last time he got injured? No one knows. No one can think off the top of their head. They can't for LeBron because, well, everyone's eyes are on LeBron. Kevin Durant is the best player in the nature of the game today in terms of everything that he can do: offense, defense, vision, his overall embodiment of a team. This goes perfect for him for the offseason because it goes a little something like this. The minute I get injured, they're not doing well. They need me. He can finally write the narrative there and then that the Warriors need or needed him, not the other way around.
Maybe this year they need him, but they've done well without him in the past.
They have, but they don't have postseason success without him
This year.
or in the past,
They won a
except for that,
championship without him.
except that one championship.
Okay, then they have success without him in their lineup.
But
they won a
since
championship.
but since he got to the team, they do
Right.
not have postseason
That's
success
true. Yeah.
without him. That's the narrative that he can write. And especially, I know it's the Warriors, and a lot of people saying, oh, I'm tired of seeing the Warriors. They are a historically great team. For him to come back late in the series, if he does, and for them to win the series in 6 or 7, that will put him top tier without any shade of doubt. Yeah, there's a Pittsfield Suns joke for you. Any shade of doubt that he is the best player in basketball.
I mean, yeah, you said it. There's much else to say. You explained that pretty well. But thinking about next season, what happens? Does he stay in Golden State? Does he move on to somewhere else? New York Knicks have been a highlight of who wants him, but who knows where he's going to be going.
Well, right now, the Brooklyn Nets have leapfrogged the Knicks in terms of chances of grabbing him.
Yeah, I mean, they moved I think it was like Alan Crabb or something like that.
They did
Yeah.
in order to create cap
Yeah,
space
for
where
two
now they
max,
can
right?
two max players they can now
contracts.
sign.
AKA Kyrie, AKA KD. Right?
Yeah, but here's an interesting note. 4 years ago, when Kevin Durant was about to sign, when he was a free agent, what were the 3 teams that it was down to? I'm going to create a
Celtics,
conspiracy.
the Warriors, Thunder.
He was going to re-sign with the Thunder. He could have gone to the Warriors, which he did,
Well
or he
played.
could have gone to the Celtics.
Well played. It's a
Here's an underrated tale I highly doubt will happen, but boy, is it great for those who enjoy controversies and conspiracy theories. Oh, what an absolute monster of a sign would it be for the Celtics to sign Kevin Durant, but also they would get rid of Kyrie Irving, pretty much leaving the number 1 spot for Terry Rozier, who has been one of the most underrated players for the Celtics.
I mean, he had a great couple of last season. Wasn't his greatest, but the season before that, he was fantastic. With Kyrie out and taking this team all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals, Rozier could be the guy. He really could.
And he took him to game 7.
It's game 7. They could have won that game too. There's just
a
lot of disappointment in that season. But Rozier could be the guy. Not sure if he wants to stay in Boston at this point, however. But if the Celtics were to get Kevin Durant, oh my goodness, things would be so much better than they are right now. With Kyrie being on the outs, everyone knows he doesn't want to stay in Boston. I don't think anybody really wants him in Boston. Everybody wants Isaiah Thomas back in Boston. I would take Isaiah Thomas back.
Yeah.
Although he's not the caliber of player like he used to be due to the hip injury, which is, it goes hand in hand, unfortunately, with Gordon Hayward.
Exactly.
Again, I'm going to create a little bit of a conspiracy theory. I think he would be perfect trade bait for the Celtics, actually.
He hasn't shown us a lot, really. The Celtics and Hayward, he's been disappointing. This season, his first full season in the Celtics uniform, was really disappointing. But
coming back from an injury of that
exactly,
caliber.
Right. You can't expect him to be fantastic like he was in Utah. But next year, this coming year for the Celtics, is going to really tell if Hayward is legit or if Hayward is really like a fluke kind of kind of deal that we got for him. But I think he'll be okay. He's a good guy. He's a good player. So hopefully he gets his injury out of his mind and plays his game without Kyrie there. Kyrie was supposed to be the leader, and he really was not a leader. It's shown in that Milwaukee series, and they lost 4 straight and lost.
And now we're going to go to a third sport, which is baseball. You have 2 players that held out for half the season, which we all saw that was going to happen because of the MLB draft. You're going to lose a draft pick if you sign one of these 2 players. We're talking about pitchers. You have Dallas Keuchel, and then an unbelievable closer in Craig Kimbrell. One of those players signed with the other player's former team. That's Dallas Keuchel, which I believe is only a 1-year deal, which is only a half-year deal at this point for a Dallas Keuchel. And you have to look back and you have to say this. It's very similar to the what contract is that? Yasmani Grandal. That's the contract I'm thinking of because Grandal could have signed a huge deal with the Dodgers.
Oh, right, yeah.
He could have, but instead he thought it was too less. He bet on himself. He's going to have a fantastic year, and I'm going to make more money than I would have. But then there's Dallas Keuchel. For Dallas Keuchel, this did not play out well for him. He waited. He's only signed a 1-year deal where it's still a prove-yourself year. But for Craig Kimbrell signing, I should have said Dallas Keuchel signed with the Atlanta Braves. But for Craig Kimbrell signing with the Chicago Cubs, and unfortunately, a lot of people talking about Theo Epstein's hairline, which wasn't needed. That was the whole story of the whole thing, which, again, I don't make any sense of, or at least see any sense of it. The dude's getting old. He's running a baseball team that he won a World Series for that hasn't won in over 100 years. And then with the Red Sox before that, well over 86 years, excuse me, yes. The man's going to have thinning hair because he's so stressed out.
It's a stressful job.
Relax, okay? But for Craig Kimbrell, a monster deal. And boy, did it pay off. Steve Chizik, I don't believe, is going to be the closer anymore for the Cubs. Oh, this is pending a physical, excuse me. But for Craig Kimbrell, I believe it's the 4th largest contract for a reliever, if I had that right. But for Craig Kimbrell, you'll look at the money. It's only a little bit less than what you asked for, but you still get a monster deal.
I mean, he's a guy that deserves it. He proved that in Boston when he was with the Red Sox and
with the Braves well before that as well.
True, yep. I mean, he was with the Padres too, or no? Where did he come from when he played before the Red Sox?
The Braves. That's where he was. Yes, that's where he debuted from.
Yeah, I mean, he showed us a lot. He was incredible. I wish the Red Sox would have really thought about re-signing him. He was asking for too much, was it? That was
about $100 million.
Yeah, I mean, the guy that's really worth $100 million. Honestly, he locked it down, and he had his moments, obviously, like everybody does in the MLB. But he throws gas. He blows people away. I mean, the Cubs got a good closer. That's all when they need it. I mean, they have a team ERA of 3.87, which is 6th best in the MLB. I mean, you're just adding more to that and just taking yourselves even with a better chance of making the playoff.
And with the archman that is Kimbrell, I do believe he is the Trevor Hoffman of this generation.
Classic.
And for a caliber such as Trevor Hoffman, I want to say that's
high praise.
Something.
That's high praise.
That is, I can't say Mariano Rivera because there will never be a Mariano Rivera. But Trevor Hoffman was a well above average closer, an A- to A tier player.
Absolutely.
Well, while Kimbrell isn't as Mariano Rivera was, which was A+ to S tier.
Yes, sir.
But for a player of his caliber, the market just wasn't there for him, unfortunately. He still gets a monster deal, no less, no matter what. But overall, I think it's a win-win because finally you get to play baseball again. You're needed. And you get money, not as much as you wanted, but you still get a whole lot of dough.
Now, to play devil's advocate for you here, just for a moment, talking about why the Red Sox did not re-sign him following the season. Of course, they had confidence in their bullpen guys that they had someone they could bring in to fill that closer role, which, I wasn't necessarily entirely thrilled with that proposal. But I will say he had, Colin, you were saying he had his moments. He had his moments in some pretty rough spots. He had his moments in late game, close game save scenarios in playoff games. He had issues in late games in the World Series.
Yeah, was it the
against the
World Series?
Dodgers?
I just specifically remember. I think it was the Yankees series that he got himself in trouble. Couldn't really throw a strike. Was throwing the ball every which way.
He was wild.
Wild.
And on top of it, I'll just throw this out there of that which I remember. In the ninth inning of the clinching game of the 2018 World Series, Red Sox versus Dodgers, who did Alex Cora opt to pitch that ninth inning?
It wasn't Kimbrel. It was
Chris Sale. Chris Sale. Of course, you want to put your best pitcher out there, and I think it was a fantastic move to use Sale in that capacity. Sale's a cheat code. It's unbelievable. He had an unbelievable year. But I think that kind of speaks a little bit to maybe perceived, I wouldn't even say lack of confidence, maybe a diminishment of confidence in Craig Kimbrel in those postseason scenarios. Anyway, that's just what I observed. It may have been a bit of a factor in the re-signing or the lack thereof for Kimbrel.
So the players retake the field. The delay is still current.
We are at 20 minutes on the nose, boys.
22.
Oh, you have 22?
I have 22.
Okay.
So it was the over.
There you go, Steve.
Alrighty.
You win it.
Albeit just barely.
Pay up, boys. Y'all buying me dinner tonight.
All right, let me
go to the concessions.
Let me do one thing here.
I kid, of course.
Let's take a peek
friend.
in my wallet here. Oh yeah,
look at that. Boy, I feel that, brother.
$0.00 for Billy.
Oh yes, I have a whopping 2 quarters on my person right now.
Looks like this game's going to get underway pretty soon. We'll have Jackson Peterson lead off for the Suns at the bottom of the 4th.
So here's a question I have for you, Billy, primarily, because Colin, as I understand it, this is your first season in the booth with us. How much do these Sun delays seem to affect the momentum and the course of the game, if you will?
Here's the issue.
If at all.
That is probably one of the best questions I have ever listened to and heard from, because it is a dynamic that is unlike any other in baseball. Because there is such a delay, you have the starter out there. What happens when you warm up and you get out there for the first time? You're throwing, everything's fine. Over time, though, it is your performance which diminishes because of fatigue.
Farther you get from that first pitch.
However, with there being a gap period, what you are doing is you are starting. Let's say you're at the top of the mountain. You're going down, and then you stop. And then you have to go back up just to go back down again. Think of the fatigue that applies with that. That is where that comes in. Think of it this way. The apex of your performance happens on a steady decline, but it starts on first pitch. And then a steady decline slowly goes.
Makes sense.
When there's a big offensive inning for your team, you're delayed.
You're sitting on the bench the whole time.
Exactly. So you have at least a 25-minute delay here for the starting pitcher, Matt Bergeron. This is going to be very hard for Bergeron. I would not be surprised if there's a reliever that comes in next half inning just because of the Sun delay itself. And yes, you are pointing at the bullpen. There are pitchers warming up in the bullpen. If you think it's hard for Bergeron, imagine how hard it is for John Clayton, who's going to be out there much longer because of the offensive half that they have to go to before the defensive half. That is where the issues are going to arise from. The Pittsfield Suns, this is late for them. This is historically late. 2012 is when the Pittsfield Suns were established. This is the latest that a Sun delay has first occurred. So for the Pittsfield Suns, normally the pitching staff, they're used to it. They get themselves accustomed to that. But again, it's a dynamic like any other. And for both teams, they're witnessing this first half. This is not a rain delay where you're off the field. This is a Sun delay where you physically cannot perform on the diamond You have to wait, and everything else is fine except for the vision. This is going to be a dynamic like any other, and I would not be completely surprised if this game gets flipped on its head in terms of the scoring going way up, or, I should say, or relief pitchers coming in bulk for both teams. But a very, very, very good question, Steve.
I try, man. I try.
Now we're still waiting here. Not exactly sure what the delay is.
Now, from our vision, we can see the sun. Downstairs, they can through the branches.
Okay.
That's where that delay is still coming in, what they're still waiting on.
Confused whether they took a field then.
They thought it was all right, and then it dipped down.
Okay. Still going to wait it out a little longer.
But they're going to get the players warmed up, which I think is a good thing to have. You don't want to basically warm up, perform, cool down, and then go immediately back at it. You're only asking for an injury at that point. So for an extended warm-up, to be honest, one, I'm not surprised, and two, I think it's the best idea that they could have come up with.
It's really nice to see that the fans as well have stuck around. It's a really nice crowd here.
Oh, the best part about a sun delay is for the fans as well, because they get to socialize, they get to interact. They don't have to worry about covering and watching the baseball game. They can enjoy some adult beverage. They can enjoy some food and beverage. They can enjoy each other's company, especially of a crowd that's probably over 1,500 plus.
Yeah, it's a really nice crowd here tonight.
It's a grand community event.
I was going to say almost all of them have stuck around through this about 25 now minutes of sun delay. It's like we're going to get underway pretty soon here.
I believe we are at 27 minutes. That's right. There's a throw down a second. We're about to begin the contest. And let me say this for legal reasons. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Billy Madewell, Steve O'Brien Jr., Colin Quinn here on the call. Currently in the midst of a sun delay that is just finishing. Yes, a sun delay. Ball game is 3-1. The North Shore Navigators lead the Pittsfield Suns, beginning the bottom of the fourth. Taking in is Jackson Peterson, the catcher, and the first pitch following that is a pitch that's lifted out to center field deep. Going back as a center fielder, and this one's going to drop at the base of the wall, and that's going to be a stand-up double on the very first pitch back at 7:59 for a total of 28 minutes.
Surprised Peterson didn't take a couple of pitches to look and get back into the feel of the game, but right away got one right over the heart of the plate and almost hit it straight away center field, left center almost. Hit it out of the ballpark.
I was ready to start calling him the home run king again. Man, he put a charge into that one.
And now here will be the second baseman, Jack Klumovic. He's going to at least see one pitch, and it's in there for a called strike.
Peterson with a sort of a deceptive 227 average. We've seen some sweet hits out of this kid, especially here at home.
Here's the 0-1. Well inside. Now 1 ball, 1 strike. So again, Jackson Peterson wasting no time belting this one out to deep center field. That was maybe 5 feet away from being his third homer of the season. Just drops at the base of the wall. It's a 1-1 count here to second baseman Jack Klumovic, who singled to third last time up on a slowly hit ground ball, as this one is swung on and missed on a high pitch that Klumovic chases. From the stretch is Matt Bergeron. 1-2. Caught on a miss for strike 3. A point there from Wetero, pointing at his pitcher. Great way to bounce back. And now here's a DH, Dan Baruch, who was hit by a pitch last time up. Here's the pitch, and the pitch is outside for a ball, 1-0. Here's the pitch. That one's in there for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. This one a hot shot to third. Fair ball past the third baseman, Olsak. The runner's going to round third, and Baruch is going to sit over at second, replacing Peterson with a hot shot double down the left field line. It is 3-2, and this is where the sun delay comes into effect. The tying run sits at second now for Matt Valenti.
Well, it's almost like two halves of a game, two different games almost in and of themselves. But in both halves, pre-sun delay and post, very nice response from the Pittsfield Suns. Both of their runs coming immediately in the half inning following a North Shore score. They've been resilient thus far.
That one fouled back. I was going to scare a few fans down there. Yep, it's a foul ball. Good thing the netting's there.
As nice as home plate seats are, you got to be on your toes, so to speak.
Well, it's also a good thing that Berkshire Medical Center is not even a quarter mile down the road. Valenti grounded into a 1-2-3 double play. Here's the 0-1. Curveball just missing low. Great pitch, but it misses. 1 ball, 1 strike.
So here's a question for you, Billy. Have you ever seen that happen, where someone's had to go to BMC from a Suns game?
Unfortunately, yes, and that was one of the players on the team.
Oh, wow.
During a slide. The runner on second goes. The pitch is low. The throw is low. And that'll be a stolen base there for Dan Baruch, the first baseman DH for tonight's contest. With a stolen base and now a hit in the outfield could score him, or a fly ball in the outfield could score him.
First stolen base of this young season for Baruch. Baruch made that hit down the line through the bag at third base. For Baruch, his first double of the season. Looks really good on him. He's been struggling at the plate, a lot of strikeouts, but that's got to be a confidence booster.
And a confidence diminisher there for Bergeron as he steps off the plate. Already rocked here, 2 doubles in the inning with 1 run coming in. And now the tying run is 90 feet away. 2-1. Hot shot foul first base side. Well foul. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 gone. Corner fielders are playing straight away. The middle infielders are playing halfway, basically double play depth, but in. The 2-2. Called strike 3. Froze him there with the changeup. And now here's the shortstop, number 5, Nate Cormier for Valenti. 0 for 2 with a double play grounded into and also a strikeout looking. As the saying goes, take a hacker, they'll send you back. So now there's 2 men gone, and the Suns need a hit if they want to score for the runner.
I like that. Take a hacker, they'll take you back.
It's got some good sayings. Slow
Pitch gets away from the catcher as it's in the dirt. The throw home, there is none, and the Pittsfield Suns, they tie up the ball game. And you can really see the frustration for Bergeron. But again, not necessarily all his fault because of the very long and lengthy sun delay.
We see that sun delay playing advantage to the Pittsfield Suns right now, scoring 2 in the bottom half to tie the game up.
So 3 runs apiece. It is now tied up as the 1-0 to Nate Cormier. The pitch just misses the inside corner, now 2-0. As you can take the pressure off of Nate Cormier now. The run has scored. That's a brand new ball game. 2-0. Bounces away as well, and now it's 3-0. And Cormier's going to be sitting dead red here. Looking in the dugout, there's no action on either team now unless someone's ready. But again, Bergeron waited nearly a half hour from 3-0 in their called strike, 3-1. He actually waited over a half hour, excuse me.
He didn't even have to take a... There was no first pitch in the bottom of the 4th inning before that delay.
And plus he had the offensive half for his side as well. The 3-1. Pitch is high and away. It walks him. And at this point, left fielder Mark Cooley is 0 for 2 with a fielder's choice. Advance into second on a throw would have been a double play. Went into the Navigators dugout. Later scored an unearned run. Cormier taking a very healthy lead over at first. Pitch. Late swing and miss there on the fastball. Couldn't catch up with it. Cooley has a 0-1 count.
That was a home run cut by Coley. My goodness, he almost swung himself out of his shoes there.
Runner does go. The 0-1 hits him. And that one's got to sting. He's going to take his time with a slow jog over to first. That one's got to hurt a bit. So hit by pitch. He was handling the bat, and unfortunately the ball handled him. And now it'll be the right fielder, number 27, Matt Malcolm. An RBI double last time up. A perfect opportunity here for Malcolm to tie up the ball game. And honestly, I'm surprised there isn't a meeting on the mound here to cool down Bergeron. After you give up a double, sure, you strike out 2 batters, but you also given up 2 doubles, a walk, and a hit batsman.
That's a good point, Billy. It seems like he's had trouble locating his pitches since the sun delay. And I also am surprised that we haven't seen any sort of mound visit here.
Pitch is high and away for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Now they have someone warming up in the pen. It looks like light work. Bergeron sets from the stretch. 1-0. That one's in there for a called strike, and the count is 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 men gone. As Matt Bergeron, starting pitcher for the North Shore Navigators, finds himself in a bit of a jam here. He's already given up the lead. It's now tied 3 apiece. Off an RBI double by Dan Baruch, and then a wild pitch scored him. The 1-1. Hot shot towards third, and he's going to take the easy out over at third. And that will finally end the inning there for Bergeron, who did not have his stuff, which is completely understandable with the long wait that he had to go through. So following the fielder's choice, 5 unassisted. 2 runs come in off of 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. We head now through 4 full to the top of the 5th in a tie ball game between the Pittsfield Suns and the North Shore Navigators. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Type 2 diabetes is a serious chronic health threat in America. It affects tens of millions of people. Many people who have the disease don't know it. Diabetes can cause health problems such as heart disease, strokes, amputations, and blindness. Talk to your doctor, get screened if you're at risk, and learn how to avoid becoming one of the millions of new cases of diabetes each year. You can help prevent type 2 diabetes. A message from CDC and HHS.
Exercise is hard. So is maintaining a healthy diet. Of course, neither is half as hard as dying. Sadly, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke kill nearly 1 million people a year. Even sadder, most of these deaths are preventable with a few lifestyle changes, including regular activity, healthier eating, and not smoking. Talk to your doctor about your risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And if your doctor recommends lifestyle changes or medication, listen. The reason so many die is because not enough are willing to change. You can stop it, starting right now. It's your life. Listen to your doctor. Eat better. Get moving. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES. A message from the American Diabetes Association.
Now it is time for the top of the 5th, and there's a new pitcher in the ballgame, which is a smart move from the Pittsfield Suns staff, which, again, I'm not particularly surprised about. So John Clayton is done for the evening. John Morrison, number 17, will step up and toe the rubber. The first pitch he throws is a ball low and away against center fielder number 33, Ben Malgeri, the leadoff hitter for the Navs. He's 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a run score. The pitch, that's in there, called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, the reason why I'm not surprised is because it would have been well over a solid half hour, 45 minutes, I would say it's closer to, for John Clinton to go from pitch to pitch. That pitch is foul tipped. And the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Malgiri. Morrison, the windup, and the 1-2. That one shot foul to the Suns dugout, who over-exaggerate that one was a sharply hit ground ball when it was nowhere near the definition.
New pitcher for the Suns is John Morrison, 6'3", 205, righty out of Hadley, Mass. Plays his college ball at URI.
The 1-2, make it 3. The tag applied. Great pitch low with the fastball making him chase.
Morrison this season was 1-3 with 1 save, 19 strikeouts, 13 walks with an ERA of 6.53. Played his high school ball at Hopkins Academy.
Third baseman number 11, Andrew Olzak. He's 0 for 2 with an RBI ground out. As the first pitch he sees is in there, called strike 0-2. The 0-1. Great pitch again, locating on the outside corner. Now it's quickly 0-2.
He's been able to place those 2 on the outside to get it ahead 0-2 very quickly here.
Next pitch, swung on and missed. It's in the dirt. The throw over to first is well in time. Back-to-back strikeouts to begin the outing there for Morrison on the strikeout swinging 2-3 assisted putout. And here's the right fielder number 2, Sean Lawler, who's 1 for 2 with an RBI single last time up in the third. For John Morrison, he's nationally ranked. He's 12th in Massachusetts for right-handed hurlers for the class of 2018 by Perfect Game. That is no easy feat at all. Pitch just misses inside corner, maybe low against Lawler. 1-0. For URI in 2019, 19 strikeouts in 20 2/3 innings pitched. He's got a fastball, changeup, and a slider. Next pitch, that one got away. Hurt contact, but it was with the ground. So 2 balls, no strikes.
That fastball is moving. He's got some heat to that ball.
He throws 93, and I should say as well, with a fastball, changeup, and slider, he's also got a curveball. As the 2-0 fastball, that one's dead on the corner at the knees on the outside corner. Here's a 2-1. Caught on a miss there from Lawler. Now quickly 2-2. Morrison, who just came into this ball game fresh, as you can imagine, he's 1 strike away from striking out the side in his first inning of relief.
Great off-speed pitch by Morrison there. He fooled Lawler.
2-2. That one a curveball, and that one is fouled back.
Last time that the Suns put Morrison back on the hill was the game that the Suns almost no-hit the Starfires. He made the start in Westfield, going 5 innings, allowing no hits across the board, just 3 walks and 5 strikeouts.
The windup and the 2-2. That one swung on, fouled off, and that one's going to go in and out of the dugout there for the Navigators.
So needless to say, he has a 1-0 record on the season.
Well, here's a Deuce's Wild pitch here for you. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out from 2 strikeouts to number 2, Sean Lawler. I could go on, but I'm not fishing that much. I'm sorry. Shakes off a sign is Morrison. Now sets, winds, and deals. Pitch outside, and now the count is 3-2. And this will be the 8th pitch of the plate appearance. A windup and the payoff. That one fouled back, nearly got a piece of our crowd mic. And now it'll be the 9th pitch of the plate appearance.
Very quick in working is Morrison. He seems ready to go well before the batter steps in, getting his signs early, especially with the first batter, Malgeri.
Here's the payoff again. A hot shot up the middle coming in as a center fielder. No chance at it. It was sharply hit, but it had a low trajectory, so the center fielder Hughes could not have gotten to it. And Lawler, with a great battle, will succeed with his second base knock of the ball game.
Just a good at bat all around from Lawler. Saw a bunch of pitches, and then finally was able to place one right in front of the center fielder Hughes for the Suns. Now with 2 outs, got a man on for the Navigators.
Now the first baseman, Tyler McGregor. For McGregor, he's 0 for 2, struck out swinging last time up, and boy, with pitches like that, you're going to strike out again if you continue. That one was shoulder high, and with a tomahawk swing, he does not connect. 0-1. Runner goes, a step off, and now they got him in a rundown. That's 1-6, and the tag is applied. So thankfully, I don't have to do anything further, because boy, oh boy, is that already bad for me to do that. And now looks like there's an argument for a balk.
Yeah, I was wondering that myself.
Actually, this could be a very interesting argument. We're not going to leave just quite yet until the determination has been made. The argument here from the Navigators is that the pitcher spun backwards as if there was a pickoff at second when there was no runner occupying second, but he's going to lose that appeal there. So caught stealing, 1-6. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. We head now through 4.5 to the bottom of the 5th. It's a tie ball game, 3-3. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Salagadoola, metricaboola, bibbidi bobbidi.
You must be your fairy godmother. Yes.
It doesn't take a fairy godmother to tell you that the right fit means everything.
Good heavens, child. You can't go in that.
Children under 4'9" need to be in a booster seat because they aren't ready for adult safety belts alone. Many parents miss the important step of booster seats.
Maybe you better explain things to him.
Booster seats raise your child up so that a safety belt designed for adults will fit and protect them properly.
Oh, that does make a difference.
Remember that 4'9" is the magic number, and get your little pumpkin there safely in a booster seat.
Hop in, my dear. Oh, thank you.
And like Cinderella, you can live happily ever after.
It's like a dream. A wonderful dream come true.
For more information, visit boosterseat.gov. This has been a message from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
Now it is the bottom of the 5th and the heart of the order, starting with Dom Hughes. And the first pitch he sees is in there, a called strike. And the count here is 0-1. Dom Hughes 0 for 2 with a couple flyouts to the infield. That one a changeup in there at the knees, called strike 0-2. Flyout to center in the first, flyout to right in the third. And the 0-2. That one swung on, slowly hit into right, and on the run, Lawler will make the catch for the second flyout against Hughes, third flyout overall. Now the third baseman, Jack Colley, he is 1 for 2 on the day. That's one thing I'm probably going to ask him is, why the white helmet? Pittsfield Suns normally wear a red batting helmet, but very interesting to see a white jersey with white pants and a white helmet on top as well.
White on white on white.
And that pitch is on the pitch. Called strike, dead center, 0-1.
I'm not sure what the rationale behind it is, but I kind of like it. It looks kind of fresh.
The 0-1. Breaking ball misses low on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bergeron with the 1-1. Outside corner called strike. Great pitch there on the fastball, which had a lot of life to it. From the fatiguing Bergeron, and the count is 1-2. I say fatiguing because, well, this is his 5th inning of work, plus he had to wait over a half hour to throw pitches. Pitch fouled off. Count 1-2. And the pitch, high fly ball in the shallow right center field area. Second baseman Freeberger's right underneath it, and he will collect the out. Now it'll be the center catcher. Wow. The catcher number 13, Jackson Peterson, will step up to the dish. 1 for 2 with a sound double following the 28-minute sun delay. Here's the pitch. Good backdoor breaking ball there from Bergeron. Called strike, 0-1. Next pitch, inside, too far, however, 1-1. Next pitch, that one bounces away. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 men gone. Bergeron, the 2-1, holding off on this one is Peterson, but it just clips the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 men gone, and an even run hits and error column for both teams. 3 runs apiece, 6 hits apiece, 1 error apiece. This one is a high fly ball driven deep to center field. Going back is Malgeri at the warning track, will make the catch in front of the 374 marker to put an end to this inning. Drove it deep, but just not enough. Give it another 5 feet.
That boy can hit.
I was about to freak out, man.
Well, he's got 2 homers and a bit of warning track power here. But in the midst of it, it's a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We now head to the top of the 6th after 5 full innings of play. Currently 3 runs apiece, 6 hits apiece, and 1 error apiece between the North Shore Navigators and the Pittsfield Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Getting your child home safely
Tap your views together 3 times.
is just a click away.
There's no place like home.
But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size. There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The following commercial is sponsored by feedthepig.org, an organization devoted to helping you save money. We will not entice you with messages like
lowest prices in town, dealer approved, certified pre-owned.
Nor will we brag about our
Huge selection, enormous variety.
We will offer no contingencies like
See store for details. Legal exclusions apply.
because we simply want to help you spend smarter and save better. Log on to feedthepig.org. Find the benefits of saving for every stage of life. Brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Well, we have an opportunity. We're going to give you a trip around the FCBL before we head to the top of the 6th in a 3-3 tie ball game between the Suns and the Navs.
Taking a look at FCBL action tonight, the Nashua Silver Knights hold a 2-0 lead over the Westfield Starfires. That game is in the bottom of the 4th. The Knights at bat. The Bristol Blues have bounced back. How's that for alliteration? After going down 3-0 in the first inning, they're now leading the Brockton Rocks 5-3 in the bottom of the 5th. And as you are watching right now, North Shore Navigators and your Pittsfield Suns are knotted at 3, top of the 6th.
I get your humor. I kind of chuckled at that. How's that for alliteration joke?
I appreciate you, my friend.
Pitch is high for a ball to Tyler McGregor, who was up last inning, but the runner that was on first, Sean Lawler, was picked off going towards second.
I want you to know that if it was anybody but you in that chair next to me, I wouldn't have said it.
Ouch. I'm over here.
Hey, he described himself as the pun guy, man. Do you like puns, Colin?
Bristol Blues bounces
I enjoy
back.
my puns.
All right. Then I'll say it next time you're over there
All
too.
right, good.
Pitch is low for a ball, 3-0.
So we've seen the sun delay. I'm still waiting to get a foul ball in here. That's the only thing left. That'll check
Better
off
be
all
ready,
the
dude. It's gonna happen one of these days. Better be ready for it.
Check off all my boxes.
Here's the 3-0, and that one's going to be low, and he's going to walk him. This is now going to be second baseman Dominic Freeberger. While I have the chance to say this, I'm going to get some cringe out of you two.
All right.
What's the difference between bad joke and dad joke, and the difference between pun and fun?
One letter.
The first letter.
Ha! Let's go.
Dominic Freeberger, a double to left on a sharply hit ground ball down the left field line past the third baseman Cauley last time up. Short lead there for Matt Greger over on first. And the first pitch. Beautiful pitch it is.
Yes,
in
it
there.
was.
Called strike 0-1.
Took the words right out of my mouth there, boss. That was a beauty from Morrison.
The 0-1. Oh, a little bit high and tight there. You saw the 93-mile-an-hour fastball there from Morrison. The good news is it did not make contact, whether it be bat or flesh.
Yeah, that's a great pitch to have run in on you, huh?
I'll certainly back you off. The 1-1, that's in there for a called strike on the outer quadrant of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. But yeah, if I'm Freeberger, I'm taking an inch or two step back. Here's the 1-2. This one a hot shot towards third. Glove by Cauley. Throw over to second for one and throw over to first is in time. A 5-4-3 double play there started by Cauley. What else is new?
Stop as if you've heard that one before.
Stop. There you go.
Well played. Well played.
Considering he had the Pittsfield Suns record for most double plays started in a single ball game with 4, I'm honestly not surprised. So 5-4-3 double play. Freeberger and Matt Greger are retired. And now here's Colin Macko. And the first pitch he sees is a hot shot past the diving second baseman, Kolumovic. Straight into center. And just like that, Macko's going to replace Matt Greger over on first.
Well, it was a valiant effort by Kolumovic at second. It looked like he might have had a chance at that one, but not to be. Still only a base hit. Not too much trouble yet for Morrison.
And that'll finally break up the full and complete tie. Sure, it's still 3-3, but the hits sit at 7-6 now. Errors also at a standstill at 1 apiece. Logan Bravo, the shortstop, an RBI double last time up. The line shot into left. Pitch runs in on the corner for a called strike, 1-1.
I'll tell you what, boys. I just watched Shalikas scoop a pitch with his clipboard, or a ball with his clipboard that was coming towards him. I'm very impressed right now.
Here's the 0-1. That one's also in there, called strike 0-2. And it's funny how casual he was talking with team president Kristen Haas and continues to do so. Morrison from the stretch. The 0-2. Breaking ball called strike 3. And that one had a little bit of a movement on it, a la Cutter. And that will end the inning. No runs off of 1 hit. No errors and 1 man left. We now head through 5.5 to the bottom of the 6th. With this ball game all knotted up at 3-piece between North Shore and Pittsfield. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
I have a passion for the environment. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. We monitor commercial vessels, making sure our ports and waterways are safe and clean from oil or other hazardous material. We patrol our fisheries, protect marine wildlife and their habitats. With all we do, it's about protecting America.
Were you born ready to protect America? Learn more at GoCoastGuard.com. Sponsored by the United States Coast Guard in cooperation with the Massachusetts Broadcasters Association and this station.
At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org.
We head to the bottom of the sixth, and oh boy, a pitch that slipped way off the grip there of Matt Bergeron. And that's something I was just about to say. I'm completely surprised that Matt Bergeron is still out on the mound, especially with a pitch that missed that wildly. And I'm actually going to take a peek at Bergeron right now. He's got 75 pitches, 50 for strikes, so he's at an even 2/3 of his pitches for strikes. But he's approaching his pitch limit. 6, 7, 8 batters, as this one by Kolumbovic is shaded foul left field side. Did that? No, it didn't.
No, it didn't, but it looked like it did.
The warm-up catcher for the North Shore Navigators nearly got beamed with that foul ball that went well over 300 feet.
It's close.
But no cigar because we're tobacco-free. Pitch is upstairs. The count is 1 ball, 1 strike. I apologize for that.
Never apologize for being healthy, Billy. It's good not to smoke.
That's very true. Which reminds me, in 11 days, my fiance, soon-to-be wife, as of the 22nd, would be a year and a half removed from smoking, as this one is smoked foul.
Very nice.
Wow, that
Very
one worked
nice.
well. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Very nice at the quitting smoking thing.
I was going to say the quick fire segue there from smoke to smoke.
Well done, well done.
I'm in the mood for ribs. Here's the 1-2. Just misses the inside part of the play. Wetero trying to frame it to no avail. Speaking of frames, okay, I'm done. I think I've had enough.
Dude, you had me there. I was like, what's he got now? What is it?
What's next?
Yeah.
2-2 is
That hit it?
how in the world did he make contact with that 1 and 2? 4. That one was golfed. And I don't know how in the world it was, but, well, that one shaded well into the rough. Here's the 2-2. Makes contact. The humpback line drive to second. And probably the easiest catch Freeberger will grab all night. And that one, you know what? That's going to be a roll to pop out. Even though it is really a humpback line drive in its purest form. And here's the designated hitter, number 19, Dan Baruch. Hit by a pitch in the second. An RBI double, stolen base, and a run scored in the fourth. Bergeron with the pitch. That one inside, caught the corner.
Baruch not happy with that call. A little bit inside, maybe caught a little corner. I don't know, but Baruch not happy.
Here's the 0-1. Pitch outside, try to frame that corner to no avail. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Seems as though the umpire likes the inside corner rather than the outside.
Well, considering he's in the slot now, it's not surprising, as this one is a one-hopper backhanded there by Bravo. Throw over to first, offline, and they are going to round Baruch. The throw over to second is not in time. Not in time. He slipped off the bag, still being ruled safe. He's going to call time, but for that, time is called, and for Baruch, looked like Easley was going to be gunned down over at first. I believe it's going to be a 2-base error. We'll rule it that for right now. That's a 2-base error.
Well, Bravo certainly got enough mustard on it to get it across the diamond, but just a little errant. It looked as though he was going to complete that play, and it would have been Bergeron's fifth consecutive batter retired after struggling with some command issues in the fourth inning following the sun delay. Not to be, though.
Matt Valenti fouls this one off in his son's debut. Going to look back at the playback. The runner goes, and the hit and run is fouled off. That one's going to hit the roof of that house over there. And the count is 0-2. Thank you, Mr. Baruch, for handing back over. Yeah, the throw clearly would have beaten him. And that was a pretty straightforward two-base error. 2 foul balls equals 2 strikes. Dancing out there on second, still dancing. And this one, a late swing and miss there from Valenti, and he's going to go down on strikes for the second time. Shortstop Nate Cormier will step up. 1 for 1 with a single and a walk in the third and fourth, respectively. And I do have to say this. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are not here at the ballpark, you are missing out on an absolute glorious baseball game, especially with the aesthetics of the sunset, the clouds.
Pink clouds.
Orange, magenta, pink. This one, a diving stop from the third baseman. Throw over to first in time. And you're also missing out on fantastic defensive plays like that from Olzak over at third. That will end the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left. We now head through 6 full, 2/3 of the way through the ball game. We head to the top of the 7th with your score, Pittsfield 3, North Shore 3. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Getting your child home safely
Tap your views together 3 times.
is just a click away.
There is no place like home.
But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size. There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Type 2 diabetes is a serious chronic health threat in America. It affects tens of millions of people. Many people who have the disease don't know it. Diabetes can cause health problems such as heart disease, strokes, amputations, and blindness. Talk to your doctor, get screened if you're at risk, and learn how to avoid becoming one of the millions of new cases of diabetes each year. You can help prevent type 2 diabetes. A message from CDC and HHS.
So now the top of the 7th as the North Shore Navigators will step up to the dish with their 8-9 one-hitters, Wetero, Oliveri, and Malgeri. And the first pitch against the lefty is a hot shot right past Colley. And let's see the play at second. No, they're going to hold up the runner. And a great stab there from second baseman Kalumovic. Otherwise, he might have gone over to second. That one, a single right past Colley, who couldn't even react. Now, so bring up the DH and the number 9 hitter, Luis Oliveri. Ground out to short, strikeout looking in the third and fourth, respectively. Colley expecting a bunt. There will be a pullback, a snap throw bluffed to first there from Peterson.
See a lot of hard hit balls go right past that third base bag in this game.
I was just going to say that.
It's a magnet for the ball today. What can we say?
I guess so.
And, through no fault of Colley, he's been pretty fantastic on that third base side throughout the season.
An attempt pulled back, no one covering over at first, so no snap throw can be made. The pitch is out of the zone, 1 ball, 1 strike. To be honest, if I were Valenti, I would stay on the bag, expect a snap throw over at first, and then try for the tag of the runner just to pick him off. He's going to charge again, holding off. The wheel play was there with the shortstop covering second baseman covering first, and the right fielder charging in case of an overthrow. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Oliveri's shown bunt 3 times now. Let's do it again.
He bunts this one foul down the first base line, and we're not going to expect another bunt attempt there from Oliveri. Again, the rule is if you bunt a foul ball with 2 strikes, it is marked as a dead ball strikeout. Weathero, average lead on first, and the pitch called strike 3. Right on the outside corner with the fastball locating again, as the fastballs really today have been locating for both Clayton and Morrison. That's the second time Oliveri's gone down looking. Now it'll be Ben Malgeri, who has struck out twice as well, albeit one swinging. He's also got a single and a run scored. He's officially 1 for 3. Here's a pitch. That one's right down the pike. 0-1.
That's the 9th strikeout of the game so far for the Suns. 5 by Clayton and 4 by Morrison now.
That's what you call an almost even split. Check over on first. Twice, and the 1 fouled off. And boy, that was a rocket of a shot, and that one slowed right up once it hit the grass.
You haven't had a chance to see Wacona Park's ground ball slowing grass. It's really something to watch.
The 0-2, cut on a miss for strike 3. 5-5 now for Clayton and Morrison. And for Morrison, he has been absolutely dealing.
Yeah, he really has. You know, we don't want to jinx the guy, obviously, but we wouldn't be doing our jobs as broadcasters if we
weren't pointing it out.
Exactly. He has been phenomenal in relief today.
Yeah, 2 2/3, just the 3 hits allowed, 1 walk, 5 Ks. He's got that gasser going today.
Well, honey, it's cold. Why don't you turn on the gas? It continues with a fastball that again locates lower outside corner. 0-1 here to Olzak. Great defensive stop last time. I should say last half inning. This pitch is a throw over to second as the runner goes, and they got him. That's a 2-6 assisted caught stealing put out. And that is going to put an end to the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left. We're going to listen in for stretch time as there's a tie ball game, 3-3. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Hi, we're talking to real smokers about quitting. Tell me when you smoke and why you smoke.
Eat, cigarette, kids, cigarette, dinner, another cigarette.
One on my way to lunch, one after lunch.
And another cigarette, and another cigarette.
Have you tried to quit?
Yes. I become angry.
It ain't that easy. You can't just quit cold turkey. I tried.
What would you do different?
Actually having a plan and thinking it through.
You have to relearn how to live your life without a cigarette in your hand.
With the right plan, you can quit smoking. Free at becomeanx.org. X, a new way to think about quitting. Brought to you by X and the Ad Council.
Check it out. It's the Terminator. Hey, when'd you get back, huh?
Did you have to shoot anyone? Why are you so distant? Are you not happy to see me?
So what's the deal? You gonna get a job now or what?
Why are you being so jumpy? Put all that stuff behind you, okay?
No one knows what it's like to come back from Iraq or Afghanistan unless they were there. Join other veterans at communityofveterans.org because we know where you're coming from. Brought to you by Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America and the Ad Council.
New pitcher in the ballgame here for the North Shore Navigators. It is going to be number 14, Tristan Sarcone. He's going to come in relief here for John Clayton, who threw quite a bit of pitches.
first appearance of the season. 4-star cone for the Navigators, 6'1", 190 out of Dartmouth College, rising sophomore from Greenwich, Connecticut.
Matt Bergeron, 6 innings full. With a quality start, he faced 26, 3 runs, 2 earned, 6 hits, half of them doubles, 1 walk, 2 hit batsman, a wild pitch, 5 strikeouts. He threw a total of 85 pitches, 58 for strikes. He was 5 pitches away from the maximum for going into an inning. He'll be set with a no decision. First pitch is fouled back. So Cooley with a swing. And the connect. 0-1. 4th time through the lineup here. That one also fouled up, pretty much exact same. You know, it's 27 batters faced, excuse me. Let's say it would be 9, 18, 27. Yes. Let's try to reset that one more time. Make sure I got that correct. Here's the 0-2. Curveball from the lefty and an absolute beauty. Hit the outside corner, and that's called strike 3.
They had a beautiful bite to it. The outer half, right to the outside corner. Beautifully placed pitch there by Sarcone.
Matt Malcolm, 1 for 3, RBI double in the 3rd. Fielder's choice last time up in the 4th to end that inning. There's a pitch, a high drive deep to left center field. The outfielders are going to look up and watch that one go over the wall. Matt Malcolm with his first homer of the season, and that puts the Pittsfield Suns up in the lead. It is a score 4-3 off the solo shot by Matt Malcolm.
That was an absolute rocket by Malcolm to left center field. I heard you call it right as it happened, Colin.
That was a shot there. Malcolm was just an absolute bomb. It's the first home run for the Suns other than by the name of Jackson Peterson. So finally the Suns getting one out. That was just a bomb.
And that was an absolute marvelous shot of contact there as the pitch is in there, called strike 0-1. Tristan Sarcone, the lefty, going to have to bounce back against the lefty, Dom Hughes here. Here's the 0-1. Curveball, that one misses. 1 ball, 1 strike, but that was a glorious moment of contact. The only question was, is it going to be left or right of the manual scoreboard, or will it hit off the top of the wall of the manual scoreboard? The 1-1 hits the inside corner as it backs away Dom Hughes. And the 1-2 misses outside. Bit of a funny little bit of Wetero with a frame. But he's framing a 8.5 by 14 picture in a 8.5 by 11 frame. That one's not going to squish in right. The 2-2 swung on and missed. Dropped by the catcher. Throw over to first is in time. So strikeout 2-3, and the second strikeout there for Sarcone. There's the third baseman, Jack Cawley. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Not going to say he's had a bad defensive night. It's been pretty much par for the course. He did have an error. He also had 2 balls that were hit past him that absolutely froze him.
Yeah, didn't even move.
But he also started a 5-4-3 double play, something that I'm sure we're going to get accustomed to eventually. We just don't know when because it's so marvelous. And also some great stops over at third nonetheless. This one's a hot shot. Speaking of marvelous.
Right on cue, Cawley right up the middle for a base knock.
That's going to be a straight shot single by Cawley into center, his second of the day. And here comes Jackson Peterson. And for Peterson, he is 1 for 3, a double, a run scored. And Matt Malcolm now joins him in the home run club for the Pittsfield Suns 2019 squad. Sarcone again facing another lefty with the first pitch. Curveball misses outside. A little jump step there from Tristan Sarcone, grabbing that one on the throwback from the catcher. Here's the 1-0. This one a hot shot towards center. Going back there is Mal Jerry. And twisting and turning, he will somehow make the catch on the line out. Fly out, to center.
Even when he records it out, he makes incredible contact.
1 run off 2 hits, one of them being the solo shot by Mount Malcolm, and the Pittsfield Suns take the lead by a score of 4-3 over the visiting North Shore Navigators. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
You must be your fairy godmother. Yes.
It doesn't take a fairy godmother to tell you that the right fit means everything.
Good heavens, child. You can't go in that.
Children under 4'9" need to be in a booster seat because they aren't ready for adult safety belts alone. Many parents miss the important step of booster seats.
Maybe you better explain things to him.
Booster seats raise your child up so that a safety belt designed for adults will fit and protect them properly.
Oh, that does make a difference.
Remember that 4'9" is the magic number, and get your little pumpkin there safely in a booster seat.
Hop in, my dear. Oh, thank you.
And like Cinderella, you can live happily ever after.
It's like a dream. A wonderful dream come true.
For more information, visit boosterseat.gov. This has been a message from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
I have a passion for the environment. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. We monitor commercial vessels, making sure our ports and waterways are safe and clean from oil or other hazardous material. We patrol our fisheries, protect marine wildlife and their habitats. With all we do, it's about protecting America.
Were you born ready to protect America? Learn more at gocoastguard.com.
Sponsored by the United States Coast Guard in cooperation with the Massachusetts Broadcasters Association and this station.
We begin the top of the 8th with a defensive replacement. Out of right field, Jack Cooney is going to relieve Matt Malcolm of his duties following the solo shot to deep left center field. So Malcolm is going to get a bit of R&R there. Watch this rest of the game play out. I mean, he's done his job. He's already put the Suns ahead and in the lead. It'll be the 2-3-4 batters due up. Olzak up once again, called strike 0-1. He was up last inning, but much the same with the previous instance where this has happened. Someone was caught stealing. MacGregor was up when a runner was caught stealing. This one, a hot shot over the head of the shortstop. And the left fielder, Cooley, is going to cut this one off. Just a hot shot single into left center field, shallow left center field. So that's going to be a single to left, bringing up right fielder Sean Lawler, who is 2 for 3 with a couple singles, an RBI, but also caught stealing.
That was a rip by Olzak into left center, shallow left center. Placed very well, and it got off the bat quickly.
First pitch, fastball misses low, 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the 1-0. Just misses low on the outside corner against a lefty. Now 2 balls and no strikes.
That one just missed off the outside corner. Maybe a little bit low there. Orson takes the ball right back. It's already ready to pitch. Works fairly quickly. We've seen a lot of those quick working pitchers so far for the Suns this season.
2-0. That one definitely missed low. And now it's going to be 3-0. And now if you're Morrison, you just want to get this one pitch in. And if you're Lawler, it's the top of the 8th. You're down a run. You don't want to risk the double play for getting a hit. Here's a 3-0. Hits the outside corner. Taking a step there was Lawler. It did hit the outside corner just barely. But he thought otherwise. Here's the 3-1, a check swing. He did go. And the count is full at 3-2. And a great job of Morrison to bring it back from 3-0 to 3-2 full. Morrison with the payoff. That one foul back. Morrison has a sign, looks at first and now sets. Again, the payoff. Called strike 3 on the lower outside corner.
Lawler knew it right away, too. Takes his helmet off, walks back to the dugout almost immediately after he looks at that final pitch.
Tyler McGregor now going to step up to the dish for his 4th overall time. A ground out to second in the first. Strikeout swinging. Put out at first on the drop third strike to 3. That's in the third. And then a 4-pitch walk in the 6th. So he's 0 for 2 with a walk. First pitch swinging and missing a whole ton.
He just blew it by him. That had some gas on it.
A glance at first is Morrison. With a very short lead is Olzak, the 0-1. Well outside there. Good stoppage there from Peterson with the reflexes. 1 ball, 1 strike. We just hit 2 hours of total game time. Now 2 hours and 1. You have to factor in the 28-minute sun delay into that. The 1-1. Fouled off third base side, out of play, out of the ballpark, and out of the parking lot. This crowd here enjoying their time as we celebrate the Summer of 69 Celebrates 50, being presented by the Berkshire County Sheriff's Department. The pitch is swung on, and it looks like it was fouled off. So we'll go again at 1-2. Bit of a delay here.
Well, it was a strikeout, it looks like. McGregor just walked off. As did. And now in the batter's box is Friedberger.
It was ruled that he caught it. I saw no inclination. Yep, this is Friedberger. So that'll go down as a strikeout. Totally threw me off there.
Yeah, what just happened?
So strikeout.
Yeah.
So this is Dominic Friedberger. The pitch is in there. The count now is 1 ball, 1 strike. Completely thrown off there.
Yeah. Like, hold up. What just happened right there? Yeah. Interesting.
Here's the 1-1. On the outside corner, called strike, and now it's 1-2.
Paint on the outside corner there, Morrison. Looking to get this last strike here, get out of the inning. There's no action in the Pittsfield Suns bullpen, so I'm not sure if this game is his to be had in the ninth. But we will see.
And the 1-2. High fly ball out to center. Tom Hughes is going to shade back, then to his left, and make the out in dead center field. So no runs off 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We now head to the bottom of the 8th where the Suns try to tack on some insurance runs as they currently host a 4-3 lead over the North Shore Navigators. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Do you suffer from the heartbreak of brain rot, feeling bored, sluggish, listless, not had a new idea in days? Using electronic gizmos without a clue why they work? Now there's help. Ham radio, guaranteed to stimulate your corroding neurons and open a whole new world of excitement. To learn more about ham radio, go to helloradio.org.
Side effects of ham radio usage include mental stimulation, desire for education, new career paths, understanding of technology, and cases of addiction have been reported. If you experience any of these symptoms, you're welcome.
Ham radio. It's not your granddaddy's radio anymore.
They're your friends. They're your neighbors. They're even famous entertainers. They're teachers.
Okay, class, settle down. Open your book.
They're scientists and astronauts. They're hams. They're 650,000 strong, and they're just like you. Earning your amateur radio license is easy. Just contact the American Radio Relay League at 1-800-326-3942.
This crowd really getting into this ball game, as it is the bottom of the 8th, and the Suns have a 4-3 lead. What's better than that? There's fireworks after tonight. First pitch to Jack Kalumovic, the lefty, versus the lefty, as a pitch outside, 1-0. I want to tap down the third base line. They're going to keep it foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball, the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network at Paul Dowd Field at Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Billy Madewell, Steve O'Brien Jr., Colin Quinn on the call. As the Pittsfield Suns currently host a 4-3 lead over the visiting North Shore Navigators in the bottom of the 8th. The leadoff hitter, Jack Kalumovic, will have a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Hot shot, headed over towards short. Backhanded, strong throw, way offline. And they're not even going to test it there.
A good attempt over there by the shortstop, Bravo, but that throw was way too high. And we'll see the ruling of this one, whether it be a hit or an error on the shortstop, Bravo.
Going to look back at it.
It's the second time Bravo's overthrown first base on a play he felt he needed to rush. Again, strong throw. It had the right juice to get there in time, but
it had a lot of
little much juice.
Pitch is low for a ball. The count here is 1-0 to Dan Baruch. You can say that the juice was too loose. There's an OJ comment for you. Pickoff attempt over at first. He's back in safely. It's going to be ruled an error, E6. This one fouled off. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike.
Suns pitching has done a really nice job in this one, holding the Navigators off the board since the 4th inning. John Morrison has done such a nice job on the hill for just giving up the 4 hits, 7 strikeouts.
Pitch in the dirt. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Here to Dan Baruch. Hit by a pitch in the 2nd. RBI double. Stolen base. And a run scored in the 4th. And he reached on base in the 6th by, unfortunately, a bit of deja vu there. An error on the shortstop. That one a 2-base error. Here's the pitch. The 2-1, a bit high. Check swing there. 3 balls, 1 strike, nobody gone. Runner on first, and Kalumovic pitch well high, and that's going to walk the runner. Batter, rather. Matt Valenti looking to have a little bit more success. 1-2-3 double play in the second. Strikeout looking in the fourth. Strikeout swinging in the sixth. And he's going to have a quick chat here with Matt Gedman. Possibly a bit of a diversion with a possible sacrifice bunt. But again, it's very surprising that there's no meetings on the mound here with the pitchers coming from North Shore. Usually if your pitcher gets into a bit of a jam, especially now that you're in a jam with runners on first and second, nobody gone, after an error and then a walk, might want to calm him down, but just not seeing it here. Swinging is Valenti and missing. Count is 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Now he decides to bunt.
Perfect
and
bunt.
No play over at second or third. That's a sacrifice. 1-3. Advancing the runners.
Well done by Valenti. Exactly what the doctor ordered, or shall I say the manager ordered on that one, I bet.
Yeah.
First
Call him
pitch.
Dr. Gedman.
There you go.
You said it right on the play there, Colin. Perfect bunt. It was fantastically placed by Valenti.
Nate Cormier with the chance. He had a nice game against the Bravehearts when they were here for that morning game on Tuesday. See if he can pick up a couple RBIs. Base hit scores 2 here with a big lead over at second base by Dan Baruch. My goodness.
Pitch. That's in there for a called strike here to Nate Cormier. 0-1. Lift and deal. Curveball. Boy, howdy. Where'd that one miss?
I'm not sure.
They look good from here. Low or high, either way, it's a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 gone. Runners on second and third. Suns already lead at 4-3, looking for some insurance for the top of the ninth. The 1-1. Not shot foul. The count now is 1-2. And with Kalumovic on third and Baruch over on second, again, a reason why he's got such a huge lead. Well, no one's covering. Who's going to put the tag against him?
No one's even paying attention to him.
1-2. Tapper towards the pitcher. The tag is applied, and that'll be a 1-2 fielder's choice. Runners now on first and third with 2 gone. And just an ill-advised run there from Kalumovic would be better off staying at third.
Now we'll see what the manager, Dr. Gedman, decides if he sends Cormier, who's at first now, to second, try to get a throw down and get the insurance run home. We'll see.
Pickoff throw at first, and it gets away. It was just pretty much spiked the throw home. Not in time. That's just a straight error by the pitcher on the failed pickoff attempt. He basically spiked the ball on a lob, and the Pittsfield Suns now have a 5-3 lead. So runner on second now with 2 gone. And the pitch. High fly ball, sky high towards third and short. And it will be called up by the shortstop, Bravo, who just makes the play. And even though the pitcher made the error, it will go unearned. So in the inning, 1 run comes aboard off of no hits, but 2 errors, and costly at that. 1 man left on base. We head to the top of the ninth, and the Pittsfield Suns trying to close this one out with a new pitcher in the ball game. We'll be right back with more Pittsfield Suns baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Hi, we're talking to real smokers about quitting. Tell me when you smoke and why you smoke.
Eat, cigarette, kids, cigarette, dinner, another cigarette.
One on my way to lunch, one after lunch.
And another cigarette, and another cigarette.
Have you tried to quit?
Yes. I become angry.
It ain't that easy. You can't just quit cold turkey. I tried.
What would you do different?
Actually having a plan and thinking it through.
You have to relearn how to live your life without a cigarette in your hand.
With the right plan, you can quit smoking. Free at becomeanx.org. X, a new way to think about quitting. Brought to you by X and the Ad Council. Exercise is hard. So is maintaining a healthy diet. Of course, neither is half as hard as dying. Sadly, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke kill nearly 1 million people a year. Even sadder, most of these deaths are preventable with a few lifestyle changes, including regular activity, healthier eating, and not smoking. Talk to your doctor about your risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And if your doctor recommends lifestyle changes or medication, listen. The reason so many die is because not enough are willing to change. You can stop it, starting right now. It's your life. Listen to your doctor. Eat better. Get moving. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES. A message from the American Diabetes Association.
For the Pittsfield Suns, they got a new pitcher in the ball game, and that is Henry Leak, number 35, and I believe his first outing as a Pittsfield Sun. Colin, I believe you have that official.
Sure is. First outing for Henry Leak, 6 feet tall, 200 pounds, from Babson College, Burbank, California is where he resides, making his first appearance for the Pittsfield Suns in a big spot in the top of the ninth. And a safe situation here for Leak.
Let's see how he faces against Macco, Bravo, and Witterick. Well, first pitch, a big swing and miss there from Macco. The count here is 0-1. We know this about Henry Leak. He is an absolute strikeout artist. 36 strikeouts in 27 2/3 innings in his career at Babson. Pitch drops low over the outside part of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Also, he's a bit of a utility player, primarily a pitcher, but he was actually ranked the 20th third baseman in all of California. Pitch outside. And he was also ranked 188th in the country for the 2017 class by Perfect Game, who ranked him as an 8 out of 10 player. And they did project him to be a draft pick, right now electing to stay with college. The pitch well inside. And the count now is 3-1. It'll be a 3-1 count. Here to Colin Macco, the left fielder. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Singled his last time up. Pitch right in there. Called strike. Now full 3-2. And the payoff. Swung on, fouled, well foul. And that one goes into the Pittsfield night. A strikeout in the second, a fly out to center in the fourth, single to center in the sixth. Here's a payoff. Caught on a Mr. Strike 3, living up to his moniker known as the strikeout artist. The strikeout artist, Henry Leak. First batter faced, 1K. Speaking of strikeouts, make that 2 for shortstop Logan Bravo. Struck out looking both in the second and sixth. In the middle in the fourth, smacked a RBI double down the left field line. Leak sets the pitch. That one grounded foul, 0-1.
Talking about your strikeouts during the game, Billy, that last game by Mako, 13th of the day for the Pittsfield Suns.
What a performance for the pitching staff.
You're telling me,
and that's
man.
a big relief when it comes to you only had 3 pitchers. That relieves your defense.
Absolutely.
The 0-1. Pitch is high. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 gone in a 5-3 contest. Leak working exclusively from the stretch. The 1-1 cut on and miss, strike 2. These Suns fans really getting behind Leak and the Suns now.
The Suns fans are awaiting their fireworks after the game.
Well, they've gotten plenty of it on the field.
Sure have.
The 1-2 a bit high. 2-2. Here's the 2-2. That one's high, and then another full count pitch. Payoff. Did he go? Doesn't matter. Called strike 3, and the Pittsfield Suns are 1 out away. Colin Whitterow, the catcher, will step up to the dish, representing the last gasp.
That last pitch, I'm not sure if Bravo may have gotten like a little piece of it. Went right into the catcher's mitt, or if it was he called strike 3, but nonetheless, 2 outs in the inning for the Suns.
Whitterow cut on and miss, strike 1. He's 2 for 3 on the day, 2 singles, a run scored. Morrison, quick line on him. 4 innings, 14 batters faced, no runs, 4 hits, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, 41 out of a total of 58 pitches thrown for strikes. Currently in line for the win as the pitch runs inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Leak will settle. The 1-1. Misses high and away. Now 2 balls and 1 strike. Leak, the 2-1. Cut on and miss. Strike 2. The Pittsfield Suns are 1 strike away. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone, a 2-run lead. Leak, the deuces, wild pitch. Called, strike 3. Pittsfield Suns back in the W column. They improved to 5-4 after starting 4-0, then dropping 4 straight. It is Henry Leak in his Suns debut who strikes out the side and ends this ball game in spectacular fashion. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Pittsfield Suns, they win by a score of 5-3 over the North Shore Navigators. When we come back, we're going to have the Pittsfield Suns postgame show heard right here on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
In times like these, violence in our schools is a reality. So it's important to know what to do if a dangerous situation arises, and also how to prevent it. Kids, never bring a weapon to school. And if you see a student with one, or even hear someone talking about having a weapon, report it immediately. If something doesn't seem right or look right to you, speak up. If someone you know is showing signs of anger, or if you are feeling out of control, tell someone. If you feel threatened or bullied, tell someone. Violent acts often start out as small disagreements. Tell a parent or teacher if you see an argument taking place. It's better to let someone know about a disagreement before it gets out of hand. Let's put an end to these tragedies. Ask your school to adopt an anti-violence program. Visit ncpc.org to learn more about how to keep your school safe. That's ncpc.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
Welcome to the Pittsfield Suns post-game show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Now, back to Paul Dowd Field at historic Wacona Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, with your host, Billy Madewell, Steve O'Brien and Colin Quinn.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pittsfield Suns postgame show, heard and watched right here on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Billy Madewell, Colin Quinn, Steve O'Brien Jr. Both of you gentlemen just watched a spectacular game, including the very first Sun delay of the season. And as I said, there is a big notary when it comes to the Sun delay, and that is affecting the pitchers. And the Pittsfield Suns, well, they jumped on Bergeron and Sarcone to the tune of a 5-3 victory.
I mean, that Sun delay really played some sort of effect, especially it happened in the bottom of the fourth inning, and the Suns came out with 2 runs. And the Navigators, which surprised me, this is the biggest part that surprised me by the Navigators, they continued to roll with Bergeron even after that Sun delay, and that clearly affected him and really affected how this game drew in the end.
Almost reminded me, if I may make a sport comparison here, the 2012 Super Bowl between the Ravens and 49ers, that power outage in the middle of the game, and all of a sudden it gave the Niners time to recuperate and come back and almost end up winning the game. You know,
albeit this one was planned.
Right. That of course being the difference. This one happens quite often, as I understand it. That being the major difference.
It was a major difference for the Pittsfield Suns getting the victory 5-3, and they just really jumped on offensively. Defensively, they only had really one hiccup, which was the error by Cauley, but he surely made up for it. But all around, defensively, offensively, pitching, everything was in tune like a well-oiled machine for the Suns today.
You're absolutely right, Billy. And one thing I wanted to look at, there's a lot of good things you can point to in this game for the Suns, going up against a team that's on top of the standings and coming out victorious and a solid effort at that. There's a lot of good things you can point at. I want to just take a quick look at John Morrison's line today. He got the win, as you said, 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, scattered across those 4 innings, no more than 1 hit per inning in that outing, no runs, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. He was, in a word, fantastic. On a day in which the starter, John Clayton, was solid for the first couple innings, then a little not so solid. Oh, and what did Henry Leak do but come in and strike out the side to end the game in the ninth?
Yeah, absolutely. How important was John Morrison coming in relief for Clayton? Billy mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, this is the 9th game in 9 days for the Pittsfield Suns. And that outing by John Morrison really plays dividends. That bullpen was probably pretty gassed. And having Morrison, having Leak come in and shut the door on the Navigators, allowing 0 runs, was huge. They also struck out 10 of the batters that they faced combined.
So we're going to go with a quick scoring recap. It all started in the top of the 3rd, as it was an RBI ground out by Andrew Olzak and then an RBI single to right by Sean Lawler. Suns would get one of those runs back in the bottom frame, as in the 3rd, it was an RBI double by Matt Malcolm. You'll hear more of Malcolm later on. The Navigators would take that run they just gave up right back with an RBI double of their own down the left field line by Logan Bravo. And then the Pittsfield Suns in the bottom of the 4th, fouling the very, very lengthy 28-minute Sun delay. They got right on Matt Bergeron, and pretty quickly at that. Dan Baruch smacked an RBI double into down the left field line. He stole 3rd and then later scored off a wild pitch only a couple pitches later. So he was responsible pretty much for both runs, as he scored Jackson Peterson with his double after Peterson hit his own to begin the inning. The Pittsfield Suns wouldn't have any other scoring, neither would the North Shore Navigators, until the bottom of the 7th. Speaking of Matt Malcolm, a solo shot to deep left center field, absolutely crushed, and it was pretty much gone off the bat pretty easily there. And then it was a throwing error on a pickoff attempt by the reliever Sarcone. The lefty threw over to first, basically spiked it in front of McGregor, who tried to glove it, just could not come up with it whatsoever. And Dan Baruch, who was over at 3rd, was able to score this ball game, ending in a 5-3 victory in the Suns win column. And as we look at the Pittsfield Suns player of the game, I think there's no shade of any doubt here. Matt Malcolm going 2 for 4 collectively, a solo shot, two total RBI, definitely worthy. And then for the pitcher of the night for the Suns, it's really hard to give this one out, but just by the sheer number of pitches thrown, we're going to give that one to John Morrison, albeit Henry Leak, a perfect ninth, and he will receive the save, but a perfect ninth, and he struck out the side as well. But John Morrison, who is getting the victory, 4 innings, 14 batters faced, 4 singles, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts in 4 innings. That's a lot. It's almost 2 per. And he had 58 pitches thrown, 41 for strikes.
John Morrison, just realizing this now, 7 strikeouts, faced 14 batters, so he struck out half the batters that he faced. So
what else do you want?
There you go.
Unbelievable, man.
So Morrison's going to get his second victory of the season. Henry Lake in his first appearance will get his first save. Getting the loss is going to be Tristan Sarcone. And for Sarcone, if you look at his stats down his line, I believe for Sarcone, this was his first appearance. He will receive the loss. But, gentlemen, actually, before final words, what's going on around the FCBL right now? And also, do we have an update on any NBA scores if they are happening for the finals?
Take a look for you, Billy.
And we'll give that time to let everyone know that, yes, you are going to see people go onto the field. They're going to watch these fireworks onto the field. So that gives me just a little bit of time to stall here. And
that's right.
What's the game like thus far for NBA? We'll go with
NBA Finals right now. Sorry, I'll steal the show for this one.
Do it, man.
Just for the NBA Finals, the Golden State Warriors lead the Toronto Raptors 17-10 here, midway through the first quarter. 4 minutes to go in that one, and Boston Red Sox are down 4-0 to the Tampa Bay Rays. They were being no hit. It was a perfect game for Yanni Chirinos. He's still in the game, so 7 2/3, no earned runs, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, but they have gotten a hit. They've gotten 2 since then, and they just ended the 8th inning with nothing on the board. So just 2 hits for the Red Sox tonight.
Taking a look at the FCBL around the rest of the league this evening. In the top of the 9th, the Nashua Silver Knights are blanking Westfield Starfires 4-0. Last gasp effort for the Starfires. They are up in the top of the 9th. In the top of the 8th, Brockton has bounced back against Bristol. 7-5 currently. The Brockton Rocks lead the Bristol Blues. That's in the top of the 8th. And as we all saw, the Pittsfield Suns take a 5-3 victory over the North Shore Navigators. That's been your look around the FCBL.
All right, now before we head off and watch these fireworks off the air, gentlemen, your final thoughts on tonight's contest.
Wow, for me, the pitching for the Suns really did me in. John Clayton really had a great outing before the sun delay. Too bad he couldn't come back out and continue to pitch, but he went a strong 4 innings, gave up the 3 runs, but did have 5 strikeouts. We mentioned John Morrison, 4 innings, 4 hits, and 7 strikeouts. He was fantastic. And then closing out the game, Henry Leak with a strong inning, 3 strikeouts. All 3 batters he faced were strikeouts. So the pitching for me was really highlighted today here on the field for the Suns in the victory.
And for me, I mean, I've just been having the time of my life up here with you two. This has been a fantastic opportunity. And to see performances like Morrison and like Leak this afternoon in terms of pitching, hitting performances like Jackson Peterson, who seems to make a loud out, if not something more, every time he steps up to the plate. Defensive performances from Jack Colley. It makes me excited to see what these players can do for the rest of the season. They've got a great core here for the Pittsfield Suns.
This ballgame started at 6:30. There was a sun delay for 28 minutes between 7:31 and 7:59, and the game ended at 9:20 for a game time total of 2 hours and 22 minutes. For the Pittsfield Suns, they have a much-needed day of rest tomorrow. Then they're back on the road Sunday, Monday, Tuesday at Worcester, at Bristol, at Nashua. And the next time you'll hear from us will be nearly a full week away, Wednesday, as the Pittsfield Suns host the Westfield Starfires for a game time set of 6:30 and pregame set for 6:15. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we sign off, that is an absolute final. As for the Pittsfield Suns, they take a big victory here against the North Shore Navigators. And against the Navigators, they defeat them by a score of 5-3. So So, ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for us. Alongside Steve O'Brien Jr. and Colin Quinn, for players, coaches, umpires, and fans, this is Billy Madewell signing off, saying thank you for listening and watching to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We'll talk to you all on Wednesday.
Thank you for listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Please join us next time for more exciting baseball action from Paul Dowd Field at historic Wacona Park. This play-by-play broadcast of Pittsfield Suns Baseball was a production of the Pittsfield Suns. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the accounts and descriptions of this game without the expressed written consent of the Pittsfield Suns is strictly prohibited.